Ladies and gentlemen, we build on topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast.
Yeah. What's happening? What's cracking? Y'all already know. What's happening? Welcome back to the show. I'm AD Ross, holding it down temporarily. We've got Priest going to be joining us on the Zoom today. It's going to be one of them shows, y'all. One of them shows. We also got a guest coming on the show, so don't worry. It's not just going to be me blabbering or anything. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have an actual guest. We're going to have an actual topic. And it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. So just bear with me until we get it all going. It's the first day of Mercury Retrograde, so this is all expected as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know. So what's happening? What's good? What's good? Let me see. I'll update this real quick. Let's go a little bit bigger on this chat room right there. Brian Douglas in the building. Hold on, let me get this on the big screen. Yeah, that's better. Jamai in the house. Jody Southworth, as always. Jason Hughes. We've got Khwaja Rakib, El Shamsi, Ata Arif. Good to see you too, man. Good to see you in the chat. What's good? What's happening? Cloud Bops in the building. Yeah, we're gonna get this thing going. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna talk about some music. We got Priest gonna be joining us here too. Let me just double check with Priest. Let him know that we on. Yes, because you know we organize these shows the day of. Do you know what I mean? I mean, with certain guests, we get them lined up in advance. But as far as how it's gonna go down, we talked the day of. Sorry, I was late. I was on me. I had to make myself a little something so that I'm good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can only blame the retrograde on so much. But I do blame the retrograde on a lot. So what's happening? How you been, Frank? SL Smith says, KP, where you at? So he is at his studio, but he's gonna be joining us right here on that side. And then we've also got a guest coming on. Shout out to Knowledge Born Allah. I love that name, Architect D. That's dope. Yeah, the song promotion segment's definitely going on today. We actually got a few submissions because I know people thought that we were gonna have a show on Sunday. Once a month, we cancel a Sunday show. In case you haven't noticed, just once a month we don't do a Sunday show, and it's kind of random. But yeah, so we got a few song submissions we're gonna be doing today out there. And yo, Knowledge Born Allah, you already know what I'm rocking. I got Do the Knowledge Radio dog tag going on, man. It's nice. I like it. That was a gift from Knowledge Born. So now I rock it when we do the show. I dig the dog tag look too. Do you know what I mean? It almost looks like I'm wearing a suit. You know what I mean? But instead of a lapel, it's just the dog tag. You know, it's all on the loop. Anyway. SL Smith says, okay, AD, good look. That's right. That's what's up. Yeah. So Priest just said he's going to be joining us soon here. He's getting set up at his spot right now. I'm going to move this over. And then our guest has the Zoom also. Yeah. So we're going to freestyle topics. Until then, what's happening? David Flores Animation says, don't forget to buy your Abraxas 2 shirts before they are all sold. Hey. That's right. So that is, let's go ahead into that. That is rocking on the website. Let me pull that up on screen right here. Oh, wait, here we go. We got a guest joining us right now. Hold on a second, y'all. All right. We got Eric in the house. What's good? I think he's getting his audio together right now. We're about to have a guest in here. Oh, wait, we got two guests. Hey. Okay. Now we moving.
Hold up. Let me come in.
Yeah.
Let you see where I'm at, AP. Hold up.
What's good?
Come on, let me put on my camera so the whole crowd can see you.
Mm-hmm.
See that background, brother?
Yup.
Make your big deals, man. Make your big deals.
What's going on?
Make yourself stuff come on through, man. Shout out to the whole Podcraft, man. Eric in the building coming through. What's good?
Yup.
So I'm at a little, I'm eating right now. I'm at a little business joint.
Okay.
You can hear me good?
I can
We'll
hear
come
you.
back in. We got Eric Gabar about to take us there on the spiritual vibe. We'll come back
Nice.
in. Yo, Eric, shout out to you, my brother.
Shout out to you.
All right, I'm coming back to the table. All right.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm getting my screens adjusted. Don't mind, I had to do a revamp of some overlays. That's why it's like taking a minute to get all this popping. Why does it say that? I don't want to say that. Check 1 2. See, I don't like when it puts my name on the top there. It's all good. Eric, you there? All right, he's getting ready. We're gonna get that fixed up real quick. I'm trying to go to this other setup in here. Damn. All right. So we're gonna wait for him to get on board. Let's see. Let's go back to this. Multitasking. So yeah, check out the merch store for all the updates. Links are always in the description. Y'all already know. I just got to remind everybody because every time we do a show, we've got new people watching. So for those that are always here, just gonna have to hear me say the same things every time we do the show. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all don't know, we've got a website called KillahPriest.tv. Bringing it up right now. Boom. And then there is the shop. KillahPriest.tv. Then you'll click on the shop on the top, and then you'll have access to all the merch. And then the ones that David was talking about was right here on the top left. It's the Abraxas 2 limited edition shirts. It's got a really cool graphic on it too. Y'all be able to see. Boom. So get those while you can. That's cool. He's got the merch ready before the album. But that's gonna be a big album, yo. Abraxas 1 was a hit. So Abraxas 2 is gonna be even better. That's what I think. Yeah, so check that out. He's got the fans right there. That's Priest only fan right there. You got the hoodies. And then you've got the CDs and you got the vinyl. Standard merch. When you go back to the website, you've got podcast merch. That'll take you here. T-shirts, polos, hats. The mugs go fast too, man. Y'all really be buying the mugs. You got the bucket hat, cutoffs. Y'all see it all there. Apron for you chefs out there. Shout out to David. Because he's not just good with the graphics, he's good in the kitchen. David Flores animation, you're gonna have to get a David Flores Master Chef and all that, and then you got the tote bag and all that. So boom, boom. We just running through the merch, taking it back, and then in the shop, CDs and vinyl. That'll take you to the Amazon, and he's got one more left of The Exorcist, y'all, of the CD. So I don't know how the stocking goes on that, but at least you know how to get there. Just keeping you all apprised, and then they still got DVDs. All right, that's what's up with the merch. I gotta update the website, but basically you'll be able to see all the albums that Priest has up there. These are the most recent ones, but it doesn't have every single release because some of them were done, when Priest would collaborate with other artists and stuff. So there's other EPs out there that are not listed on this yet, but they will be eventually. We're going to have every single release that Priest has ever done will be on the site, but you'll see the good amount of the main ones up there, and that'll just take you to the different options and stuff like that, and you can integrate with the site. And then also on the top right, you'll see the live Podcraft is the link called Song Promotions. So that's for you artists out there that are looking to promote yourselves. You may not see the form, so you have to hit refresh. Then you see the online form right there so that you can fill that out if you want to submit your tracks for after the show or towards the end of the show to promote your music. We play it on the show and it becomes a clip that's forever on YouTube, and then Priest checks it out too. So it's a good way to show Priest beats. All right, who we got here? Check 1 2.
I'm getting ready to go live on YouTube.
Okay, we hear you. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
1 sec.
All right, we can hear you. So we're gonna have Eric join us in here soon. So that's what's up with the site, y'all. That's what's up with the song promotions. For those who didn't know. Know what I'm saying? Brian Douglas says, rest in peace, Coltrane. Quadra says, need more white shirts. Okay. Tell Priest that. Hybrid Cypher says, I have all those, man. Okay. See, that's a true fan right there. He has all of them. Let's see, I'm gonna do this. Quadra says, I might get one of those concrete coffee tables apron. Helps not get too grimy when making those. Yeah. I mean, it's summertime. We all out there barbecuing and stuff, and y'all already know you gotta make your own food. I'm gonna wait till later, but I had myself some Jamaican food the other day, and it was straight fire. But I'm gonna talk about that later. Because your boy AD ain't used to all that seasoning, man. Oh my god, it was so good. Oh my god. I am not used to all that seasoning. It was fire though. I was like, I understand now. It was like short rib, and it was like mac and cheese, and it was like some cabbage, but it was cooked with all that. Well, we'll talk about it later. But it was amazing. Amazing.
All right,
Eric, you there? All right, there you are. Okay, we had you and then we lost you.
Yeah.
Are you going to be going on camera today, or?
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Gotcha. There you go. Not sure why it keeps saying this. It didn't used to. Multi-speaker. It's got me in the workplace zone. Anyway, what's going on with you? What's good? Hey, there he is. See. Get rid of this here. All right. Now you're muted. Man, they upgraded Zoom, so there's all these new features. I'm trying to get rid of where it says that I'm talking. We'll stick with that for now. Okay, you're gonna unmute. You there? All right, we're gonna wait for Eric to pop on. Quadra says I'll use it for work, not cooking. Okay. We got you muted. I mean, you got you muted. Eric, I'm gonna click the ask to unmute button. Jody says sounds delicious. Yeah, it was incredible. That was a whole experience. I get it. I mean, everybody always be talking about Jamaican food, but I didn't experience it until the other day because I met a homie that has his own kitchen, like his own restaurant. So he brought it to the club. $40 a plate. $40 a plate, but it's a lot of food. It's in a big thing, big container. 40. I was like, how are you selling it for $40 a plate? So I'm like, I gotta see what this is all about. So I paid the $40, and it did not disappoint. It was like 2 meals in one, maybe 3 for me. But Jamaican food. I'm gonna I'll put the name of the place at the end of this show. I'll give him some free promotion because he deserves it. But yeah, what y'all know about that? Quadra says it's not pre-shadow, it's full retrograde. Yeah, it is. So today is the first day of Mercury Retrograde. Hence why we might be having a few audio difficulties, video difficulties. We can expect all that. I follow a lot of astrologers online that, are way more advanced than I am. And they give the updates about what's happening. I guess the next 3 weeks are going to be pretty crazy. But you don't want to be buying no houses, buying no cars. Be careful with signing contracts the next 3 weeks. Because this retrograde is in effect. So, things can go down. Watch out for exes. Your exes might be hitting you up if they haven't already in the next 3 weeks. Watch out for your exes coming back, especially because we're in summertime. So it's like, this is the season of love. We're coming up to the Lionsgate portal, which is August 8th. Which is supposed to be like some intense energy too and stuff. So just watch out because it's relationship season. And, summer flings. It's summer fling season. That's what I should say. May not be a real relationship, but you might be having some flings happening. I'm gonna put my business out there, I'll tell you that. But yeah, so watch out for that. Next 3 weeks, watch out for your exes hitting you up. You might be wanting to hit up your ex too. You're gonna feel all that. But so that's what the astrologers are saying about the Mercury retrograde. Other than that, just don't lose your phone because this is the time when you would lose your phone. You probably can already think of some situations you've already had in the past 24 hours with technical difficulties, computers late. You might be late to some things more than usual. Traffic, all that's going to be happening right now. But see, the whole point of knowing this is that you're able to prepare for it. So leave the house early. Because that Mercury retro. Back up all your files because that Mercury retro, all that. Just keep all of that in mind. That's the best, real world advice that you could take without getting too esoteric. I know some of y'all probably aren't even into this stuff, but this is probably one of the most obvious phenomena that you would notice is like, why is everything going off right now? How come we've got everyone's going through these phone problems recently? Computers are all messing up right now. That's most likely the Mercury retro that you know. Anyway, okay, I hear you, EDK and Nod Records. You're 65 years old. Yeah, I would say just make sure you keep your protein up, and I can't give advice because I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor, so there's a disclaimer I have up there too. But Make sure you're getting your micronutrients. That's what they would say, you know. Make sure you're getting all your vitamins. Get your sea moss. The sea moss is real, yo. Be on some version of sea moss. It's at Sprouts. You can go to Sprouts. They got a whole thing of sea moss you can just get. You know what I'm saying? You mix it up in water or something like that. But do your research on that because you got to get your minerals, especially as you get older. You know. Yeah. Jody says Mercury will be retrograde to in Leo from July 17th to August 11th. Food says Mercury Sable owners must be thriving. Jerome Dolly says summer fun before winter. Yeah. I like summer. I mean, you know, obviously it's good beach weather. You know, we over here in LA, so we spoiled. We got the beach right up down here. And everything. I want to adjust my camera, yo. I am not this pale. Hold on. There you go. I was looking a little pasty there. That's better. So Eric, as soon as you're ready, we're just waiting for you. We're waiting to get your audio and your video. We saw your video for a minute, but your audio wasn't coming through. But let me know if you need any help with that. There was your video, and then now it's gone. Okay, so yeah, as soon as your audio's ready. Okay, where we at? Brown Buffalo in the house. What's good, man? He says, peace to the universe and the gods. Let's get salute to the one and only. Hey, thank you, man. Fall. Stay high says fall. Yeah, fall is fun, man. All the seasons have their, their benefits. You gotta enjoy the season you're in, though, because people are already trying to get ready for Halloween. It's like, no, it's not Halloween time yet. I know people get excited, but it's like, let's enjoy the summer first. Let's go to the beach. You know what I mean? This is a good time to hit the gym. It's a good time to keep everything up, get your nutrition up. You know, go out with the ladies. Or in Jody's case, go out with the men. You know what I mean? Gotta remember there's some females out into the in the chat room too. You know. Always that one person on the block still driving a Mercury Sable. Yeah. So let me see. I'm gonna get the count up there too, so we can see what's going on. Eric, you there yet? All right, this thing. Priest said he's gonna be coming back on here soon, so don't worry. Priest didn't just come and go. He's gonna come back too. Also, the man is very busy, multitasking, getting lots of things going. All right, we're gonna get the view count up here soon. So yeah, once again, we're gonna do song promotions later today. It's gonna be all good. We'll see what's up. Where we at? Quaja says, EDK, I recommend Joseph Murphy. He's one of those new thought people like Neville. He was Aldo's student, Abdallah, but he gets into how have same energy and vitality as when he was younger. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure y'all already know about Dr. Sebi, but I'm gonna wait on talking about that. We gotta get Eric up in here.
Hey, you see me?
There you go. Now we hear you and we see you.
Glad to be involved on the Killah Priest show.
Yes, sir. How you doing? How you been?
How about you, AD?
I've been good. Just staying busy, staying working, you know, the same old grind. Just doing a lot of mixing and mastering, a lot of audio work. I got clients doing, website work. There's always something to be done.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Website work.
Yeah. How about you? What's going on?
Hey man, same old, same old. You know me, I stay in the research, stay abreast of the time. I have to stay tuned in to all that's going on in this weird, weird world that we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy times right now. Uh-oh. And here we go with the retro situations. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
we had a little freeze there.
Yeah. You're back.
Extraterrestrials.
Yeah. Okay. What's the topic of today?
I just want to hit on some random subjects, things that I've been hearing about, things that raise a question mark. I know people have a lot of questions about what's been going on. And I'd like your audience to participate with questions.
Yes.
Maybe a little background noise where I'm at, but I won't let that inhibit me.
Gotcha. All right, I'm trying to make some adjustments here.
Some technical difficulties earlier, my bad. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Now you could see the screen, right?
Now I see you and I see me.
Okay, and do you see the chat room below?
Yes, I do. I do see some.
Okay, cool. Wait a minute, where'd you go? All right. And away we go.
Multitasking here,
There you are.
AD.
Gotcha. No, it's all good. I'm doing the same thing.
That's better. That's better. I'm sure you are, man. You stay like that, man.
Yeah. It's because there's always
You're actually
there's always these.
phenomenal with that.
I try. There's always these updates happening, and they kind of throw me off, you know. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, there's been a lot of strange things going on, including the Donald Trump election. And I think Donald Trump is doing a phenomenal job.
Okay. Yeah, he's doing a lot of things right now.
Shutting down stuff and rebuilding stuff and adding things, taking things out, and it's making a lot of people mad.
Yeah, he's always been one to shake things up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's your take on it? You there?
Yeah, like you was on for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you was mentioning something about Mercury Retrograde.
Yeah. So today is when it went retro.
Oh, today is the day.
Yes, sir.
So we're no longer in post. We're actually in now.
Yeah, we are in. Hence why I think we're already having the difficulties with the tech.
Yeah, it seems to be affecting the broadcast right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Mercury Retrograde. For those out there who don't know, Mercury Retrograde is not a good time to start new things.
Mm-hmm.
It's astrologists warn us that new things should never be started. You should not do startups or anything like that with Mercury retrograde because it can have a bad effect on what you are trying to do. But what you can do, however, is pick up the pace on things that you have left behind, things that you wanted to get back to. This is the perfect time. Mercury retrograde favors things that you were working hard on and you lost cohesion with and was unable to continue with, and now is the time to get back to it. It deals with stuff that was formerly put off. Now you can pick up the pace with. It's perfect for that. But as far as starting new things, that's the worst thing to do.
Yep. That is true.
Yeah. So you're up on that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a challenge because sometimes people inevitably have to like buy a car, or if they have to do something that's like hard to avoid.
Yeah. Very difficult to. And then communication. It's very bad for communication.
Yeah.
You want to definitely be aware of the fact that being communication and things shutting down, like communication is a very complicated word when you start to realize all the aspects that is involved with communication. For instance, travel is a form of communication. Like people think of in terms of communication that it's talking about a telephone call or radio broadcasting, or it's limited to television and video, but it's also talking about anything that can connect you to anybody else would be definitely bad when Mercury is retrograde. So flying, transportation, such as plane rides, car rides, anything that gets you from one place to another, even roadblocks can start to pop up where you can't even get down the street. All of a sudden, there's chaos and mayhem and crowds appearing. Anything can happen to block the frequency of.
Yep. Let's give it a
favorable of that. It's favorable of confusion. So you can be misunderstood, and it can become very irritating and chaotic because a person is used to being understood, used to having good communication, used to being able to express themselves well, but suddenly find themselves having major glitches. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Mercury retrograde. Then it gets even more intricate and more complex when Mercury is retrograde with a certain planet, like if it's in Saturn, or if it's in Libra, or if it's in Scorpio. Mercury retrograde right.
That wasn't me, yo.
Did we lose me for a second?
Yeah, put you back.
Okay, cool. Because I was saying that it can get a little more even complex than that because Mercury retrograde can be actually associated with different astrological sun signs. Like it could be Mercury retrograde in Libra, Mercury retrograde in Taurus, Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. But right now, I believe it's in the zodiac sign Cancer. So Cancer is, a matter of fact, is dealing with the home. Cancer is dealing with family. Cancer is dealing with abruptness. And Cancer is dealing with concerns. Cancer is dealing with worry. That's what the zodiac sign, those personality traits that's involved with Cancer is greatly affiliated with this retrograde time of Mercury. So right now you can have problems with family, communication with relatives, communication. Also, you got to understand that Cancer deals with the past. It's a zodiac sign that's greatly associated with past events historically. And also when it comes to family, it's dealing with legacies. It's dealing with wills and trust and things like that popping up. So those things can go wrong now because Mercury is retrograde through the zodiac sign Cancer. So everything that's involved with the zodiac sign Cancer becomes confusion, becomes irate, it becomes very difficult, and the task will seem harder.
Yeah.
Cancer at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to all Cancers. Happy birthday to all people whose birthday is relevant to this zodiac sign Cancer. It's a very good time for Cancer. Unfortunately, it can be a little rough during Mercury retrograde, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the chat, Aegis?
Well,
I'm looking here.
Jody is saying the retrograde is not in Cancer, but I think you mean that it's happening while the sun is in Cancer.
That's correct. That's correct.
But yeah, Bragadino says you're on point. We've got some Cancers in the chat.
I guess Jody got a little bit of he's got some astrological institutionalized learning. Be careful of Western astrology. There's a lot of fraud in that. I tend to look towards the East when it comes to actual astrology.
You in the Vedic?
Yeah, and when it comes to Vedic astrology, that's my favorite. And also, I'm into the Chinese zodiac as well.
Oh, okay.
I can break down all the animals. Yeah.
What?
You know that China doesn't deal with Libra, the scales. Libra becomes the dog in China. Or Capricorn dealing with the goat. Looks like a goat.
Yeah. No, I heard that. I heard in China, they don't hire Virgos. They got something against Virgos in the workplace.
Zodiac sign every year, whereas Western astrology is associated with the zodiac sign every month. So it's a month-to-month thing, and in China, it's a year-to-year thing. So, you know, each culture out there around the globe has grasped this astrological effect in some different time span and different time zone. And also you're dealing with, when you're dealing with astrology, there's the Mayan astrology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the Mayan astrology, which actually consisted of 13 zodiac signs. Now it gets real crazy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so we have 13 zodiac signs, and then they actually have other signs in between the 13 zodiac signs. Like for instance, when I was born, according to the Mayan calendar, I'm known as the Red Crystal Skywalker.
Oh wow.
And and my animal is Jaguar. And it makes you think about the movie Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker. They were dabbling into Mayan astrology in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But nobody knew that. They just thought Skywalker. They didn't really emphasize on why he's called Skywalker, unless you probably read some of his George Lucas books, you know. But I thought, yeah. So that's me. I'm Red Crystal Skywalker.
That's fire.
I'm also the Jaguar. I'm a night creature.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm also bat. They honor the bat as one of the astrological animals. I'm also part bat. I'm also a jaguar, according to the Mayan calendar. Yeah. I've been dabbling in that for a while too. It's very interesting, and it's a lot of other stuff. Like each culture grasps a little bit more of what astrology has to offer. No one created astrology, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
They simply grabbed hold of the different patterns of the stars and honed in on different intricate in complex ways how the stars affect us. That's what they did.
Yeah.
And due to their brilliance and intelligence, they were able to hone in on a lot of different things that a lot of other cultures missed. So, having this global experience and being a man that travels and looks into every aspect of everyone's astrology, you can become more and more advanced in your understanding of the astrological effect. Because all astrology is the planetary influence on your birth. That's what that is. And if you go a little deeper than that, the people in the fourth and fifth dimension, they actually calculate the time that they want to be born to receive those intrinsic and powerful influences of the star system. They want to get into the stellar energy that's going to contribute to their actual physical, spiritual, and mental characteristics by the time that they are born. Most people are not aware that we actually arrange all of that before you are born to Earth. You actually choose the design of your way of life through the astrological, through the planetary system, and which planetary area that you choose to live in. Because you got planetary systems, you got galactic systems, you have solar systems, and there are so many other systems in space. And an ever increasing understanding of that as you begin to elevate on a certain ladder, so to speak, as you continue to grow into this understanding, which is dealing with reincarnation. Because through each incarnation, you grow a little stronger, a little wiser, and smarter than you was in a previous incarnation. So you continue to grow in that aspect and begin to fly in a direction and being promoted in ways that we can't even comprehend, depending on which dimension you're living in. Because just as you have the 7 chakras in your body, you have those same chakras in your aura. And each chakra is a university of exposure to a high system of advanced intelligence that most of us haven't even figured out yet. And that's due to the fact that religion is destroying this planet. We have seen religion systematically destroy astrology, systematically destroy spirituality, systematically destroy our understanding of self. And what they tend to do is to keep you outside of yourself. That's what they want you to do. Whether it's television or politics or the media, which is back to television, of course. And then also they use the monetary system to keep you away from yourself. Because if I can pay you enough money to influence people the wrong way, then you're going to actually fall for that. And that's where money comes in. Money comes in as a necessary tool, but as we elevate and become more advanced and more spiritual, as we ascend in consciousness, we will no longer use money. Money is just part of the plan to move forward and to get through our carnal selves. You see what I'm saying? The very fact that the monetary system exists is astrological, but also the monetary system shows you the level of intelligence and advanced consciousness that we have yet to achieve because of them. When you look in the world, like there are many worlds in space. There are many worlds around the universe. And many of these worlds share our failures as well as our achievements. And each world, like people think that Earth, this is like, you get some real dumbed down education, unfortunately, in the school systems of the United States. And one of the dumbest things that you're taught is that we're the first people on this planet. And that is just not true. There has been millions of civilizations on this planet, because this planet is billions of years old. which means that it had a that we don't even understand. We don't understand the pyramids that's out in Giza. We don't understand the pyramids that's in Mexico, the Mayan pyramids. We don't understand the things that's going on around this country. Like most people don't even realize there's pyramids in New Jersey. There's pyramids in New York. And why? Because all of this information is suppressed. They suppress all of this information. It's evidence every day. They're finding more and more evidence, and they've been finding evidence for over 200 years of technology that has been left behind by older cultures, by older nations, by older people. And aliens, we call people aliens, man. We're aliens sometimes. Like we don't even realize that, oh, there's an alien coming. They're gonna land here. And then we make all these stupid movies about aliens. Brother, we're aliens. Let's just turn the table around. Let us leave the planet and go to another planet. Now who's the alien? Anybody can alien at any time. But is that the point? Is it a point? Is it necessary that we look at aliens? No, we're looking at other people. We don't even recognize that there are other people on this planet living with us. We don't even recognize that there are people on this planet that are living with us right now. And they are hiding from us due to the fact that they are more intelligent than us, and they don't want our primitive, animalistic, immature society to infect their advanced society. They don't even want to connect with us because we are so savage and so ugly and so cruel, and we don't even know how to share love the way they share love with each other. When you look in the lion kingdom, the lions have more respect and love for each other. When you look at the kingdom of the felines, we talking about lions, we talking about cats, we talking about panthers and tigers. These are people, and we don't even dignify them as people. Why would the ancient Egyptians dignify them as people? How do you know that? Well, it's right in your face. The Sphinx is sitting right there in the Giza desert on the plateau. So, they honored them. Why don't we honor them? We want to, the savage things that we do.
Yeah. I heard that. That's true.
We know ourselves. Brother, you would have to spend about 50 years in college just to understand your own body. One of the greatest technological discoveries in the universe is your own body, man. Mm-hmm. Your body is an amazing design. It's an amazing computer. It's the highest form of technology in the universe. And what do? We crap on it. That's what we do. If you go to India, man, they can tell you things about your human body that you wouldn't even believe, brother. I'm telling you. They can tell you things about the human body that you would not believe. We don't even understand and if you started listening to some of these advanced beings right in India who talk about the human body, man, who talk about the breath that's in your lungs is your soul. We don't even understand that the soul and the breath are the same thing. We don't even understand that the ego, they say, people say, oh, in your body that's called the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't even realize that. We're invaded by the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the mind doesn't mind messing you up. Yeah.
Mind's playing tricks on me.
Mind playing tricks on me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing that you got. We don't even understand the aspects of ourselves. There's so many ways you can dissect and break down who you are as a being, man. We don't even realize that we are advanced beings. Do you realize that you know everything in the universe? But you say, oh, if I know everything in the universe, how come I don't realize it? Because you're not accessing it. You're not accessing your own hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even accessing the parts of yourself that is unknown to you because you don't even realize. You don't even realize you're creating your reality. You're doing this 24/7. You're creating reality. You're always creating. And then you say, I fail because you accept failure. But if you accept success, then you wouldn't fail. He said, well, I want to be successful. Well, you can't just want to be successful. You got to focus on success.
Mm-hmm.
When you focus on the longest becomes the strongest.
Ooh.
When you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. So you're focusing on failure. Then you say, well, I keep failing. Or you keep focusing on it. Why don't you drop failure?
Yo, that's a good quote right there. What you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. That's dope.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You think Killah Priest is sitting back wondering about his next failure?
Nope.
No, that's why he's succeeding, because he doesn't have time for that. What you make time for becomes your life. Facts.
Mm.
You are the product of your imagination. And you think that a word imagination is a weak word because they use it in that way. But that is the most powerful, that should be the most powerful word in your vocabulary, the word imagination. Why do I say that? Well, it says in the Bible, God created he, him, male and female created he, them, right? And what does it say? In the image of God created he. Wait a minute. In the who? In the image of God, in the imagination of God. That's right. God has an imagination. And you saw that as a weak word about 5 seconds ago before I said it. God has an imagination. In the see, they didn't finish that word. They gave you the prefix of the word, image, but they didn't finish the word. What is it as a verb? Imagining, imagination. You see?
Mm-hmm.
This is what you got to understand. Why is it written that way? Because the creator, who you are, is trying to speak to you. Yes, sir. The creator is trying to speak to you. The creator is having a conversation with you. Just like when you looking in the mirror and you talk to yourself, somebody's looking back at you. Ask a question, you'll get an answer. That's right. Look in the mirror, ask a question, you'll get, are you schizophrenic? Are you suicidal? Do you need a straitjacket? See, this is how they convinced you not to talk to yourself. This is how they convinced you not to communicate with yourself. Oh, I talk to myself. Limitless information. What do you think thinking is? Thinking is communication. Thinking is talking to yourself. You ever sit down and figure out something and nobody's around? Oh, I guess you're crazy then, huh? So you got to just look at the words, man. There are people here that are trying to convince you that you're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been doing this for centuries because they can't afford for you to get smart. Because if you get smart, you're going to outsmart them. So the first thing I must do is fill your body with a bunch of stuff that shuts down your society of drugs, man. You can't turn left, right, up, down, go around the earth. It's drugs, drugs, drugs. And you think I'm kidding. The supermarket has food, has drugs disguised as food. When you go inside that supermarket, they want you to buy drugs. How many of you out there eat 90% cooked food and 10% raw? It shouldn't be like that. Because you got to understand that if the food is cooked, the frequency of the food is low. And if your frequency is low, guess what? You can't access your intelligence. That's right. You need to increase your frequency. And then what do? They saw you meditating. A lot of you use the word meditation like it's thinking. It's not the same word. Meditation is not thinking. You say, what are you doing over there? Oh, I'm meditating on something. No. Meditation is not thinking. Because meditation accesses a higher level. It's called accessing your consciousness. There's no thoughts there. The thought is the mind. The mind is the ego, the alien that's invading your body. When you go into a school of thought, real schools of thought, real schools of meditation, like Doctor Strange, you saw the movie Doctor Strange?
Oh yeah, that's my movie.
Okay, he wasn't on a level of thinking anymore. He was on a conscious level.
Yeah.
You see, what Doctor Strange did was he accessed his self. And they had to show him himself. He was very doubtful. Remember when he showed up, right?
Yeah.
He didn't know nothing about himself. And then what did the lady do? She snatched his soul out of his body and showed it to him. See, you know what? It's better to show him than to tell him.
Yeah.
You see, because you can't learn that way. That's why there's really, learning is just is nonsense. You don't learn anything. You already know everything. But what are you doing? You're not meditating. And why you're not meditating? Because somebody told you that's a waste of time. When it's all you should be doing is meditating. What is meditating? Well, let's look in the Bible. The Bible says, be still and know that I am God. Okay, what are we talking about here? First of all, it's a riddle. The Bible's written in parables. It's written in dark sayings. It's written in ways that it's not clearly understood just by a glance or by reading. Look at that sentence again. Be still. What are you doing when you're being still? You're not moving, right? When you're in a bed sleep. And that's why you dream. Well, you think the only time you can dream is when you're sleeping. Well, the only reason why you only dream when you're sleeping, because that's usually the time you're being still. If you're not still, you can't dream. If you're not still, you can't access the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Do is you move your eyes. You look left, you look right, you look up, you look down. Every time you access something with your eyes, you are still participating primarily with the world that you're in. But now if you close your eyes, well, that should be obvious. You closed out the world. You can't see it no more. So now, because of the being that you are, it eagerly, desirably wants to access something. So it goes to another world. This is automatic, boys and girls. This is automatic. If you close your eyes, you automatically don't know about yourself. I got to stay here and tell you about you because you don't know who you are. You think you know. What's your name? Your name's Mike. Your name's Jerry. Your name's Freddie. That's not who you are. That's just a part of who you are.
Yeah.
You are way more than you are imagining. You are way more than you are imagining. You are imagining very less. Why? Because of television. Because you're accessing everything through your eyes and your ears play along. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand that reality is perception. That's what it is. It's perception. What you see, you get. What you get, you continue to want more of. You see? But
Mm-hmm.
now let's go back to stop moving. When you stop moving, you can no longer participate in this world. You see? Because once you stop moving, your body needs to, your spirit needs to access something. It's automatic. So now you're not moving, like the image here. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
AD. You're
Mm-hmm.
not moving. So now you have to access something. But you see, you have to practice this. You think this guy here just sat down one day and did that? No, he had to learn to stay there. You know why? Because you're anxious. You have a lot of anxiety. Your nerves are overworked and you have to keep moving. Plus, you're eating all that sugar, you're drinking all that soda, eating all that cake and that garbage, and it can't be still because your nerves are wrecked. You see?
Yeah.
You need to relax. You need to stay still. And you'll be shocked at what happens. This is what they don't want you to do. They don't want you to do what I don't meditate. You see? What's the first two letters of meditate? M-E, me. They don't want you to do you. They don't want you to do me. You see what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
have to access self. Within you is the universe. What's outside of you is the world you landed in. You see? Listen, you
Mm-hmm.
get in your car, you park it. That's where the car gonna stay until you start driving again. That's so. This is your stationary position. This is your habitual position. But now I'm trying to tell you to access some other positions. There are other worlds that you can access. You stop here. You think this is the end of the travel? You think that there's no more journey? That's why you're so bored. You see? Because you keep accessing this and now you're getting sick of this and now you want to get off. So what do? Instead of meditate and get high like that, you want to get actual drugs because you're bored and you know there's something more to this because you have memories. And when do you visit those memories? When you're laying in the bed asleep. How you doing, brother? All right now. So when you're laying in the bed asleep, now I'm good. Oh, yeah. When you're laying in the bed asleep, that's when you access those memories. You see what I'm saying? When you access those memories, then you wake up and you only think about them for a minute. And don't be 30 and 40 and 50 years old because you don't think about them at all because you barely can remember what you was dreaming. But when you're a child, your dreams are vivid and clear, like
Yeah.
movies. You see? Because you don't have all that crap built up in you yet. Your colon is not filled up to the brim with garbage. And because death starts in the colon. That's not just a saying, that's a fact.
Yeah.
And it also stops your whole brain because the colon needs to be empty so that your brain can function, your heart can function, your organs can function. You can access a gland, the most important gland in the body, known as the pineal gland or the third eye. Yeah, the third eye, the eye that accesses other dimensions. You see, this is what's going on here, brothers and sisters. They want you to be shut down, unusable. They want you to defile the sacred temple that you are. And so they keep filling you with all this stuff. And you talk to people, they can't even hear you because they're addicted to something. They have vices up the damn nozzle. They can't even stop with all these vices. Now you're addicted to technology. That's the next addiction that's hitting us right now. You want to access why? Because you're bored. You sit there and
Mm.
watch all them short videos on YouTube and TikTok because you're bored.
Yep. Dopamine.
great no more. You've been shut down. You've been locked out of yourself. You have no access to the things that you used to access when you was a baby. And I tell you, one of the most terrible things that happens to you is that when you're born into the air. That's the worst thing that happened to a baby, is to be born into the air. Women used to know that you're supposed to be underwater when you deliver your child. I mean, hell, the child's coming out of water.
Yeah.
What do you think it was 9 months? You was in the damn water, man.
Yeah, that's what they call him.
Child,
They call the doctor the doc, because you're pulling up to the dock.
Yeah.
And you get a birth certificate because you're at the birth. Maritime law. Jordan Maxwell.
When the egg got together, started your physical anatomy, and now that's swimming in water. You see what I'm saying? So now you're swimming in water. So what should the mother do when she's about to give birth? She should be underwater. Because then why the hell do you got to get slapped? Elephants don't slap their baby. Lions don't slap their cubs. Why are we getting slapped? Because we're dead, brother. When you come out of your mother's womb, you're dead. You're not even breathing. So the doctor got to shake you, do something to you to get you, or instead, all hospitals should have pools of water. And you know what? They also did a test on children that was born in water and children born in the air. The children born in water is way more intelligent because they never lost anything. Do you realize they want you to be born in the air? Because when you come out of the mother's womb into the air, you lose all of the valuable information. It's cut off. You don't have that flow. You see, you lost the flow. The flow was coming straight out of the womb into the water. Nothing stops. It's all go. But when you stop and you come out of the womb into the air, everything's cut. And you got to reboot. Now you lost all that you had. You see how smart that is?
Yeah.
And believe me, it's not humans doing this because we're not that smart. There's an alien doing this. It's a predator doing this. It's a parasite doing this because this parasite knows that if you remember who you are, it's over for them. You're no longer part of the food chain. That's right. Everybody eats somebody. Don't you eat? You eat anything. Shoot, you go to certain countries, they eat monkeys. It's obvious that monkeys are people. They got personalities. Go snatch a monkey's food and see if he don't curse you out. If he's not a personality, he'll just try to bite you and just take the food back because it's hungry. But this monkey got a personality. He look at you like, what the hell you just did? And give you a look for a minute. That's what people do, man. You see? And then we call the animals, we call them animals. We're all animals, brother. You think you're not an animal because you're intelligent? You're still an animal. You still depend on the physical body. You're still limited to physical functions. So are animals. You got to eat. You got to drink water. You got to sleep. And you got to refuse. You got to do everything that an animal does. But you think you're smarter than an animal. Yeah, well, they put some cats around some monkeys, and them cats was very regrettable about their situation. And cats are intelligent. If they couldn't handle them intelligent monkeys.
Yeah, my cat heard you.
Okay. That cat hears me all right.
He came up and heard you.
Look at if you ever heard of look this up. This guy's called T. Lobsang Rampa. Tuesday Lobsang Rampa. His cat wrote one of his books. He has a series of books out, like 13 books. And one of the books that was written, his cat is the author. So if you think you know what cats are. You don't. See, cats, they don't look human. Because they don't look human, we think that they're dumb. Because we've been taught, we've been dumbed down to believe that cats are not people. Cats are people, man.
Mm.
You can even hear them talking in the alley at night.
Mm.
It's a conversation going on.
They got their own
And
language.
they're looking in each other's eyes and they're talking and they're serious.
Yeah.
And if you mess with them, they're going to take that serious.
They have a different sensory perception too.
Oh, brother, you know what? They have access to their technology. They know, our eyes can glow too. We just forgot how.
Mm.
That. All that is in you.
You got cut off again there, just so you know.
Yeah.
For the past 5 seconds.
Oh wow! What's the last thing I said?
I don't know, but like every now and then it'll cut you off for 5 seconds, and we lose the last 5 seconds. So I try to remind you, but I don't want to interrupt too.
Okay, so yeah, well we get what we can, man. What can we do? We just got to go along with it because we get what we can.
Yeah, you're dropping some good stuff though.
Half of this stuff is going in one ear and out the other anyway.
I mean, maybe for some, but some people in the chat.
Hey, the one that's supposed to get it, they getting it.
Yeah.
You got to deal with them NPCs out there too. You know about the NPCs, right?
Yeah. But the cool thing is,
we
don't have too many NPCs that watch this show because I think it takes a certain level of intelligence to be able to appreciate Killah Priest.
Because they're programmed to do that.
Hmm.
They try to come in, squeeze in, and shut it down, and try to interfere, throw a bad text up in there or something, and try to knock you off. You'll see it. You'll catch them.
Oh yeah.
If you're on a high frequency, you'll catch the NPCs, man.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, NPCs will marry you.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know some. I know some NPC girls.
Yeah.
Some of them fine as hell too.
What the AI is trying to get to the level of is the NPCs. Yeah, they're out there. They'll squeeze in here. They'll come in here. They know who they are. That's the thing. They don't know who they are. NPC think it's just as real as you. You see, I say all life is perception. Everything is perception. What you perceive. My friend said, man, a lot of these people are dumb. I said, no, brother, nobody's dumb. They're only as smart as what they pay attention to. That's why we need each other, because you're paying attention to something that I might miss, and I'm paying attention to something that you might miss. But don't call people dumb, because they're here to focus on what they're here to focus on. Mm-hmm. We're all employed because we're all of service, you see?
Yeah, we all have a purpose.
We all have a purpose. So, it's not necessary for you to know everything.
Yeah.
It's necessary for you to know what you're here to know, because eventually you're going to share that with somebody else, and they're going to benefit from your service, you see?
Mm-hmm.
And see, this is where respect comes in. We have to respect each other, because respect is love, man.
Yeah.
And if you give respect, if you give love, you'll receive love in return. Yeah. I tell people, take care of your body, because if you take care of your body will take care of you.
Yep.
So you have to respect the vessel that is honoring you. Don't dishonor your vessel and destroy it because it's already honoring you. And if you dishonor that which is honoring you, then you're definitely going to be caught in some turmoil. You're going to find yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in because you didn't honor that which honored you.
Yeah.
You didn't respect that which respects you. You didn't show love to that which is showing you love. And then when the body gets, and I'm going to tell you how it works. When you don't honor that which is honoring you, you poison that which was honoring you to no longer honoring you because you poisoned it. So now you cut off that very part of your existence, because that body is here to make you comfortable in this dimension. It was designed to carry you in.
You cut off right here.
Also known as the soul. And when you are in the soul or in the breath, you're not in the physical body. You go back and forth. So when you are still, as I was hitting on earlier, when you are still, you are going to switch automatically. You don't have to do anything but be still. And you will automatically.
It's got you cut off.
They thought that meant you got to be patient if you're crossing the street, because you don't want to run out there all crazy and get hit by a car and lose your. No, it doesn't mean that. You can never lose your soul. You lose your body if you get hit by a car. You might lose your body. But see, when he said in your patience, they should have put that with be still. Because if you are being still, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes patience to do that. Hey, Dizzle, do you know they say that it takes more strength to be still than to move? People think that it's easier to be still. I challenge everyone out there, try this. Be still for 5 minutes. If you can, just 5 minutes. I want you to sit still, not move. Don't even move your eyeballs, because that's still moving. We're talking about total stillness. We're talking about totally be still. Don't move. Now, see, what they teach us.
Without falling asleep.
Right. Don't. Well, if you're falling asleep, it's not a good time to practice it, because you need to practice that when your energy is working. After you rest, challenge yourself on this, because it's very rewarding. If you are still, relax your muscles, relax your legs, your feet, your back, your thighs. Relax every.
You're getting cut off. Boom.
The flame will start to even communicate with you, because fire is conscious of itself.
Yeah.
Fire is an alien.
Hmm.
And you can get acquainted with it without the severe way, like putting your hands on it. You don't need to touch it, because you're already touching it with your eyes. So when you stare at the flame, try not to. What you want to do is, here's the challenge, because there's a lot of challenges on YouTube. Let me give you a challenge. Look at the flame of the candle and try not to look away from it for 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes a long time? Who thinks that 5 minutes is a long time? Yes, turn off the TV. That's what Fela said. Turn off that TV because that TV is a big distraction.
Tell live
So
vision.
you want to, tell live vision. Tell live distraction. So you have to understand, if you look at that flame for 5 minutes and you practice that just once a day, you're going to experience something that's going to make you want to do it all day. You're going to find out that you can't even get bored because you're going to find out how enjoyable you really are. You haven't enjoyed yourself until you are still. I'm telling you. You have more fun being still and less fun moving around once you learn this. You'll learn so much about yourself. In fact, people complain about the world.
It's cutting you off.
All things are possible. Who agrees to that? And the Bible says, be still and know that I am God. Now, who broke that down correctly? You want to see the eye? I, your third eye, is God. Uh-oh. See, I just broke that riddle down for you.
Mm-hmm.
Be still and know that I, what's between your two eyebrows?
Third
your
eye.
pineal gland, your third eye is right there. Be still and know that I am God. This is your God right here. The Bible just told you. Oh, you thought I was going to put it in a plain way so you can understand it easy? No. You're being told tonight. And I'm going to tell you why it's written that way. Why is the Bible written in riddles? Because there were people coming after you that would kill you for revealing this information. So somebody got slick and started writing everything in code.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who were being taught understood the code. And they didn't realize that it was right there in. See, that's what they say. How do you hide something in plain sight? And the people that were is not this religious nonsense that we're involved with today. We've actually come a long way because you're not getting killed for what you believe anymore. But you got to understand that this is the leftovers from those days. The Bible is breaking down. The Bible is the remnant of why we had to put everything in code so long ago. And now, instead of someone deciphering the code, they're reading it to you the way it is. That's not the way it's supposed to be done. It's not supposed to be read to you literally that way. They're reading it like it's a novel. No, it's a code book. In fact, if you go on Google, you can look up something called the Bible Code.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a book. It was a best-selling book at one time. I don't know how it's doing on the market today. It might even be out of print. But it's called the Bible Code. That's the name of the book, because the Bible's a code. I'll give you another one. It says, in your patience, possess ye your soul. Well, be still requires patience. And how do you get to access your soul? How do you get, there it is, the Bible Code. How do you get to access your code? How do you get to access your soul? The Bible tells you, be still. And now it says, in your patience,
Got you cut off.
Just tell you to be still. Yes, mommy. You see, it ain't gonna happen, baby. But if you're really serious about your children being still, then you're introducing them to power because you're gonna access power. Do you realize that if you be still and find the God eye, be still and know that I am God, that's the God eye you're accessing, which can only not sleep. Meditation is how you become aware of it because you can access it while your eyes are open. Because accessing it while your eyes are closed, you'll forget. You will forget everything by the time you wake up. And you won't even understand. And then you have people all around you, oh, you was just dreaming. Brother, just dreaming. You're dreaming right now. Oh, yeah, you're dreaming of the Killah Priest Podcraft. You're on here dreaming with me. We are dreaming together. We are dreaming together. How many got that? And I'm going to tell you this. They got an old rhyme. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I told you, we're dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to sleep, you're only accessing another dream.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they call this world illusion? Illusion doesn't mean something dumb and stupid. It is what it is. It's an illusion. And it's beautiful because right now they're creating this technology. They got this technology that they're creating today called, and it's old now. I'm just speaking of it. And it's called virtual reality. You familiar with that, AD?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so virtual reality, and they got the thing you put over your eye, and they're getting more better with this technology every year.
Yep.
But now, and you put this thing over your eye, and it's virtual reality. Now, isn't that fun? I thought it was fun, that you could go and it's like you're going somewhere and you're inside of another dimension or something, and you can actually fight monsters in there. There you go. And you could fight monsters in there. You could do all that. Well, brother, you could do all that without those eye machines that they got there that the guy is wearing, MetaQuest and all that. Because what they're simply trying to do is make you the artificial version of what you're already doing.
Yeah, this is our step into the Matrix.
Yeah. Well, that's what the dream is. The dream is a matrix.
Have you seen Ready Player One?
No,
Ready Player One is where like they literally live in on the internet.
Oh wow, yeah, like the Lawnmower Man.
I think so.
You saw that movie, The Lawnmower Man?
I remember hearing about that. But like this guy, like the real world is inside the headset. It's pretty crazy. It was an entertaining movie, but it was also
And I'll just keep talking like this until you come back. I was gone for 5 seconds again?
yeah, you jump in and out.
Yeah. This time I saw I was frozen.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, I was frozen. Nothing was ever happening. So I'm very animated. So the thing is that when you go to sleep, virtual reality is exactly what's happening when you are sleeping. And see, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, I was telling you that it's great determination to get you to focus outside of yourself. That's where this virtual reality comes from. They want to give you a toy to do something that you can do without a toy.
Mm.
And it starts with looking at that candle every day for 5 minutes. You're going to find out something is going to awaken within you where you can access other worlds.
Wow. You frozen again.
I think it's called Eve, where they got trillions of planets and you can play online.
What's
yeah, that it's a big
ease?
is something that is being demonstrated to encapsulate you and trap you from going on the journey within yourself. That's what all this is made to do. Everything in the matrix, in the dream, is to distract you from yourself. And if I can distract you long enough, you will pass away before you access yourself and you fail. You see?
Mm-hmm.
You fail to access yourself. And let me tell you why. You got these you got people on this planet that are billionaires. You see these billionaires? They popping up every day. And you even got trillionaires now that has been announced. And what's the difference between them and you? Oh, that they're rich, that's obvious. It's not just that they're rich. These people are accessing their third eye. And when they access their third eye, then they're able to compete on a higher level because your third eye empowers you. That's what it does. It empowers you.
Mm.
That's what your third eye does. It empowers you. So you have to understand that you are involved in a matrix, and the matrix is involved like a video game. You're gonna find yourself fighting beings inside the game, and you love this video game, and you're surviving, and you're learning the ropes around this world inside this video game, and you're fighting off creatures, and you got other beings coming after you, and you have to stop them, and you have to save people. Like good video game, right? Well, that's exactly what you're in right now. And if
You got cut off again.
you're going to find out all these secrets while you're playing the Nintendo video game.
Mm-hmm.
And the Nintendo video game, if you don't know all the secrets, you're really not doing as good as the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's accessing secrets. He found out, if you touch the thing on the wall behind Mario, that can give Mario superpowers. And if you touch the mushroom and you eat this and you do that, well, that's what's going on in this game.
But isn't it interesting? We're kind of learning. Yeah. We're learning something like that's some credit to the games themselves too, because even though we're in kind of a hypnotic state when we're playing them, there's a lot of thought happening too while we're playing the game. We're thinking about other things. We're able to correlate.
For real.
There's a lot of hidden messages in Super Mario and stuff like that, and he takes the mushroom and becomes a bigger person.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So, becomes a bigger person. In other words, he becomes empowered. And if you take mushrooms, a lot of us don't realize it, but that's the same thing what happened. That happened to Alice in Wonderland. She ate something and she got bigger too.
Yeah, I haven't been the same since. Ever since I did mushrooms, I haven't been the same person.
No, you can't be the same, man.
I felt upgraded, and I felt it was such a life-changing experience. Yeah,
you went through an upgrade, man. And
it was amazing.
The ancient people do. Like when you read the Bible, and Moses took the children of Egypt, he took the Israelites out of Egypt, and he led them to the Promised Land.
Mm-hmm.
He had to put them on shrooms. See, that's what people don't get, that part of the Bible. he put them on shrooms, and they said, we don't want no shrooms. We want some meat. Because they didn't understand his strategy. They didn't understand what he was doing. So obviously, Moses was a student of the mushroom.
Yeah, 100%. You know what?
Because he knew he came back to free, like they say in the Matrix, he came back to free more minds.
Mm-hmm.
What are they really saying? Free you from your mind. You see? That's what's going on there. He's freeing them from their minds. And so Moses was a student of the mushroom. He was a practitioner of the mycelium kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back to set them free. And see, a lot of people think, oh, he freed them from bondage. Yeah, but see, the Bible is a code book. He was freeing them from themselves. The only bondage you in is that you're trapped outside of yourself. Can you imagine? You are trapped outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ever seen those movies where they put a drug in the guy? He could see everything going on and they think he's dead because the drug makes him so still that he might as well be dead. They can't feel a pulse in his neck. They can't even tell he's alive. And they fitting to bury him. But he's like, no, please, I'm alive. Don't bury me. And they can't hear him. They said, yeah, he's dead. He's a goner. Then they had a guy cutting the guy up in one movie. He said, I'm going to cut you up. You're going to feel everything. And there's nothing you could do about it. I said, damn, that is torture. That's a cruel idea to come up with. And let me tell you, that's how we are right now. We are trapped. And we don't even know we're trapped. What's the word trapped? Not to know you're trapped. You see what I'm saying? We're trapped and we don't even know we're trapped. We're going through this prison. And you know, like Morpheus told Neo, a prison without walls. Oh, no, I missed that.
Priest in the chat, he said, Mushroom Moses, Mashland. They said he looked different. Exactly, Jody. Yeah, if you've ever done shrooms, if you look at flowers, there's an energy coming out of it. You can see the aura of plants. It's crazy. The visuals I saw, I mean, I was with these girls that had done it before. They brought chocolate and orange juice because I guess the vitamin C in the chocolate is supposed to increase the visuals. But man, when you looked at something human, you don't want to look at your own face because you can see your own face, but things are like crawling, things are like moving. You can see patterns. And it's the most interesting thing. But not just in living things, you see visuals everywhere. Colors. Things look like they're melting. It's so trippy, but it's so surreal and it's blissful. You know? If you're gonna do it, I would start at a smaller dose. I went at my first time was a 1/2, and it was like it's like a decent dosage, you know. But life changing, absolutely incredible, and you want to listen to music. It makes you really, it pulls you right into the right brain. Now that I'm older and I know kind of more what's up. It just pulls you into the right brain. It's like being on cannabis times 10. But you have no appetite. Cannabis will make you hungry. It'll drop your blood sugar. But mushrooms will just have you not hungry for hours. You have no appetite. You're not hungry at all. That's a better thing though. But yeah, shout out to Priest. Priest, come on into the show if you want. The retrograde has been messing with the connection with our guest. with Eric. So if you want to hop on the Zoom, Priest, come on in because the seat is open, but you can come on in anytime. Yeah, don't take too much. Start small, do microdoses. But I was at Knott's Berry Farm. It was great, man. Unforgettable experience. And all of your senses are enhanced. So not only could I hear better, but I could hear the echoes. So you hear echoes, like you can hear the sound bouncing off walls. Your senses are just, you kind of feel like Superman in a way because you hear everything more. Your sight is just, you're seeing things you normally wouldn't see, which are always there, I guess. So your frequency of light intake is different. You can smell, your sense of smell goes up too. Like you smell everything. It's a really personal experience, but anyway, you'll love it. Priest in the building. There he is.
Yo, what's good?
How you doing?
What you call the cats from India when they be building? They call them sages. Bro, they call them from India. The people that what they call Sumis? No, it's Muslim, right? Yo,
Are you talking about
Shroomy.
like the leaders or like the mystics?
Yeah, Shroomy Muslims. Oh, Shroomy. Just a play on words. Ain't nothing wrong.
The Sufis.
Yeah, but I said Shroomies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard y'all talk about Shroomies. They said when Moses came back from the mountain that he received something, that he received commandments, and his countenance were more light, more brighter. His face was lit up.
Yeah.
Listen to the Most High. Listen to the Most High.
The Moses High.
Listen to the Most High. No, if his countenance was lit up, right?
Yeah.
And he told him to listen to the Most High. I was just saying the mycelium is deep too because we don't understand the knowledge of the well, certain of us do that take on those. You see what I'm wearing, right?
Oh yeah. Is that Bowser?
Yeah, bro. We talk about shrooms. Notice that the guy who did my beats, name is Shroom.
Yeah.
His logo has a shroom on it. The cat. Some people say they have gills. You know, I call him Gabar, the holy man. Eric, the holy man.
Yeah. Eric was going in.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. But shout out to the Podcraft. You know, the Christmas story and the synonymous with the shroom. People don't understand that sages, and they've been doing practice on these mythical, these mystic shrooms, flowers. There's also other flowers that we know not of. Peace. You know.
Yeah.
The tree of not. Yo, we're gonna do. Yo, I got something in store that's gonna be crazy, yo.
What?
I wait till I build with you about it.
What is it?
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be there's a lot of questions that a lot of people have. And I question too that we have to. I'm not gonna reveal it now because people will hear it and they want to run with it. I'm gonna tell you, and then we're gonna do it. You know? All the main questions is asked is why. Shout out to Knowledge Born. Why?
Yeah.
Put this one.
That's facts.
You know, exactly. Sometimes the answers, you know, because you can get a buzz by anything. It's just what level and degree that you're eating of. You eat too many cherries, tell me if you don't feel a little bit buzzed. If you eat too much watermelon, if you don't feel a little bit buzzed, you know what I'm saying? You might have to go to the bathroom because you got to do everything in moderate. I need that. Exactly.
Moderation.
Got the Dark Priest. No doubt. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who saw me in the studio working, man. And it's on my IG. We've been working up a whole good stuff, a whole lot. So yeah. So a lot of people don't understand that. Hold on, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the shroom. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is the shroom. He getting upset. There's a play on words. There's a play on words. Because don't you smoke weed? You know, a lot of people they smoke weed to reach other levels, and sometimes they drink alcohol, or they do certain things to feel a little better because it makes you feel a certain way. Well, then you
Mm-hmm.
had the natives, they didn't have, those type of orders. They just lit it up and told you the stories of the clay, of how the sky was red, the red man.
Mm.
Or to some of our peoples out there, they might understand as the original man. Yep, exactly. Shout out to 717 real quick. Word, no doubt. The best code. Let me see. Patreon. Put me down there. See the sunlight, right?
Yeah, man.
It's on my nose.
You in a nice car with the sunroof going on and everything?
Oh, you see me?
Are you in
You
the
see me?
Are you in the Phantom or the Bugatti?
Yeah,
You
I
in
am the Phantom.
You in the Bugatti right now, huh?
Let me see if I can find a flip. Nah, I'm in the Benz.
Priest is in the Benz. I forgot you had a Benz. Damn.
But I'm in a spaceship, man.
Word.
I'm in a spaceship. But yeah, man, I wanted to add on. Yeah, I was talking about dreams, right?
Yeah.
So you got dream chasers. That's wild in itself. How you tracing a dream?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have dream catchers. They were on point. The natives said, okay, we're going to build the dream catchers. Then you have the dream team. Then you had DreamWorks.
Yeah. True.
DeBarge said a dream, a simple fantasy.
Yeah, I read the book called The Four Agreements, and it says we're all living in what's called the metote, which is like
Disagree with all agreements. Let them the disagreeables.
we're living in
Now,
the waking dream.
exactly. We wake up into a sleep. You wake up into a daydream, and then you have to wake up. You have to snap out of that. The Matrix, not really the Matrix, but the other one really showed you what it was. The darkness of Dark City. Everybody went to sleep. The sleepers, yo. That's why we have beef. We were like, yo, you sleeping on me. You sleeping on my style, man.
Mm.
For real, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, we got Eric. Eric is back.
Yes, he's back. He's back. All right, I'll mute out. Let the orator continue.
Let's do it. Eric, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
There's a man that I'm not worthy to tie his shoes, man. When it comes to building on those levels, this brother right here, Eric, I stand back and let this brother go. And when he starts to get going, man, his electrical storms happen.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, brother. Yeah.
You know that.
Yes. Love you, Killah Priest. Yes.
Man, thank you, brother. Love you too, man. You gonna
Eric,
finish up?
Eric, you there? You can keep going.
Hey,
Hey.
man, I had a technical real whack job right there, boy. I don't know what the hell happened.
Hey, it's all good. We know it's the retro.
Yes, indeed. It's happening, brother.
Mm-hmm.
It got me good that time. Yeah. Yeah, man. All of a sudden I looked up, I was gone. I was out of there. You know what the hell happened?
It's all good. So where do we leave off?
Continue to maintain a stillness. You have to maintain being still. You have to maintain patience. In your patience, you will get your soul. In your patience, you will get a hold of the most powerful technology that you are if you learn to be still. The key is being still, which is nowadays called meditation. So if you get that mixed up, being still is meditation. Be still and know that I, your third eye, is God. You are the God.
Yep. You got cut off again.
You are God. You are on earth. You are a God being. You are a phenomenal being. You are an advanced, phenomenal being. No one should be underestimating themselves because remember, you're trapped outside of yourself. You haven't begun to access the powerful being that you are. This is everyone's journey. This is everyone's path to finally come to realize that you are what you are seeking. It doesn't matter how many years you go to college. It doesn't matter how many years you go to school or take up a trade. If you don't access your power, then you're just
You mentioned that you've got this.
Go ahead.
Podcraft Store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you got to understand that you're underestimating yourself. If you're suffering from low self-esteem, if you don't understand why you are going through what you're going through, well, the answer is within you.
Mm-hmm.
You have the answer. Huh? When you get a chance, you can talk to me really quick. Sure. Oh, okay, yeah, you got it. So you have to understand that you have the ability to overcome everything that you are up against. Pardon the interruption. You have to understand that you are going against everything that you are because you are what? You are betraying yourself. It's nobody's fault. Whatever you're going through in your life, you can't blame anybody else. You have to blame yourself because you know what? When you blame yourself for everything that's happening to you, it sounds like it's weak. It sounds like it's wrong because you say to yourself, well, how could it be my fault? I didn't do this. I didn't do that. But you have to remember that as long as you don't access yourself, then you might as well have done this and you might as well have done that, which you are accusing and blaming somebody else for. Because until you decide that this is the day I'm going to access my own power, then you are not under your own power. So you're disabled. You have a handicap. As long as you're working like that, you have a handicap. Hey, AD, I need 1 minute. If you could excuse me for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna come right back.
No doubt. All right, no problem. The sun is going down over here. Gotta update my exposure. It always overdoes it. There you go. Nah. That works. Yeah, man. All right, so what y'all think about all that? Rawhide in the house. Fellow B says, yes, sir. SL Smith says, damn, this hit different. Yeah, man. If y'all remember, Eric Gabar always comes through and drops some knowledge. Always dropping jewels. You know? It's cool. M Food says, God is everyone with a soul versus the devil. Kenneth Copeland and them and the people who work for him and the major churches. I mean, nowadays, you got to be your own minister. You know what I mean? But they always say you got to look within. You know? Y'all already know what you're supposed to be doing. You already know what's good and bad. You already know. But I'm not one to be preaching anything. You know what I'm saying? Especially not to the choir. Because I consider this audience to be pretty well elevated and already knowing what's up. See, as a DJ, you got to read the room. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm on this show, I already know what the room is. You know what I mean? So it's like, I only say so much because I can read the room. Eric is back.
Yes. Sorry about the interruption.
It's all good.
Yeah. Because so what I'm trying to explain is we should not think of ourselves as a victim, because when you become a victim, you are empowering others and not yourself. Don't ever fall into victim personality or victim circumstances. It leads to
I think you got cut out there.
you can imagine. And a lot of us is imagining that we're not in control of anything. And you have to understand that you're in control of everything. So the world is not making you. You are making the world.
Good way to put it.
You are a key element, a key component to this matrix. You can change the game, but you shouldn't try to take the helm or try to pilot a ship when you don't have access to the controls. And you are not in control because you are not taking access. And why are you not taking access? Because you are being persuaded to look away from yourself. You are being told that you are not enough, that you don't matter. You are shrinking for the enemy. And that enemy is not even visible to you. That enemy is not a person that you can see. That enemy is within you. And it is talking to you. And it's mind. Remember, what you focus on is expanding. The more you focus on it, the more bigger it will become. So you definitely don't have time to focus on things that are going to not benefit you. You only want to focus on things that benefit you. You want to be benefited. You want to triumph. You want victory. You want success. You want to rise above. But if you're thinking about falling, if you're thinking about failure, if you're thinking that you're a victim, you're losing this battle. You can't, you're doing that to yourself, you know? I know it doesn't sound like what you want to hear for some of us. We want to be able to continue to vent. We want to blame and say it's that person's fault, his fault. You know, you want to look towards the government and you want to blame the government. You want to look towards any other thing but self. But the truth is, you are in control of this. And all you have to do is realize that you are in control. Don't realize that you're not in control. Don't think that I'm selling you a fantasy. Realize that you are the authority. Realize that you are in control. But you're not going to realize this actually as well if you don't access your own ship, your own pilot, which is you.
Yeah.
You are the pilot of this ship. You are the pilot of this starship. And
Yeah.
you are governed by you. You are the captain of this ship. You are the captain of this show. You are the host of this party. You have to understand that you are the ones that rock and reel and roll this boat. You don't think that somebody else is doing it. You see, this is the way they teach you. How do you learn all this stuff? You watch TV shows and you watch actors, and the actors play this role of victim, and then you repeat it. You repeat everything you saw in the movie, in the cartoon, in the television show, in the broadcast. You repeat the same nonsense that makes you a lame, foolish participant in this game. Instead, take on the role of the hero. You saw that in the movie, didn't you? Be the hero. Be the one in control. Be Neo after he woke up. You see, Neo was asleep too. He was blaming things too. He was working for the system. He was trying to reason with them. Now, you don't have to reason with anybody. You don't have to do any of that. He wanted to be his old self, but Morpheus was waking him up. And if you look at the movie The Matrix, there's a certain way of looking at that movie that's different than most people. Most people are looking at a movie and they see Morpheus, they see Trinity, they see Neo, and they see a ship. But that's the symbol. The ship is Neo, and Morpheus is his consciousness, and Trinity is the spirit, the body, and the mind. You see what I'm saying? And she is in control of all that. So these are not actual people. These are parts of Neo's mind. He's accessing parts of his mind. He's waking up.
True.
He doesn't just celebrate. He comes back to help. He comes back to help others who also can be free. You see, that's service. The highest form of consciousness and love is to be of service. So Neo comes back to help. He doesn't just free himself, he comes back to help others free themselves. But remember, the movie is just giving you some type of physical images that's pleasing, and
Got you cut off.
in your own head, just like Neo. You can be inside your own head, just like Neo. All you gotta do is close your eyes and go to sleep, and a whole cinematic movie starts playing. It's called a dream. So if you don't understand that the movie The Matrix is just a way of making it entertaining, where you see all the fighting and the guns and the martial arts. It looks real good, and he's fighting
Yep. I hear you.
If you wake up to this reality that you really are, you don't have to change the matrix. Just change yourself, and the matrix will bow down to you. That's how it works. Why do you think you have these billionaires who make more money than you make in a year in 1 hour? Because they woke up, man. These guys, they're not necessarily on your side, but they woke up. And why should they be on your side? They're on their side. You should be on your side. As long as you don't be still and know that you are God, access your third eye, you are a betrayer to yourself. You are betraying yourself every day that you put off taking back your power. You don't need to vote. You don't need permission. You don't need any of those things. You have a divine right to self-empower yourself this minute, this hour, this day, this week, this month, this year, this decade. You have a divine right to your power. It's given to you. You already received.
Yep.
Find the focus. I suggest the flame of a candle. Look into that flame every day for 5 minutes. Man, I'm telling you, just 5 minutes, and you ain't gonna want to stop because you're gonna feel the shift in your energy. You're gonna feel the change in your life once you stare at that candle. Listen, this is not no sci-fi. This is not no baloney. This is real. If you sit still for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and look at the flame of a candle for 5 minutes, be still. Don't move. Keep your eyes fixated on that flame for 5 minutes. You're going to awaken something in you that you didn't even know was there because you're asleep, man. You're sound asleep and you're dreaming. And if you think you can't dream while you're asleep, hey, you do it every night, right? So you got to understand that you're dreaming right now because this is virtual reality. Virtual reality, if you look at the virtual reality, people who's practicing virtual reality with these electronic devices, they're not really moving around. They can sit still and play out a whole life with wearing glasses, like the Google glasses that they come out with now. So, you got to understand that you have this ability, but you haven't accessed this knowledge of yourself. You haven't accessed your data.
Yup.
Look, it says, keep your eye on the prize. Who knows that scripture? That's in Galatians. Keep your eye on the prize. Why did it say eyes plural? Because it's talking about one eye, the third eye. Look at another scripture. Let's go back to Proverbs. The eye is not satisfied with seeing. Uh-oh. We're talking about becoming a seer. It didn't say eyes plural. Because if it was talking about eyes plural, then it would be talking about these two eyes, which ain't doing a lot for you right now. These two eyes is only accessing the dream. But you need the eye that's going to access everything outside the dream, outside the matrix. That's the eye you want. So it says the eye is not satisfied with seeing. So y'all can't even feel what that brother was explaining when he said the eye It's not satisfied.
Yep. True, true.
This is amazing. You will not be
Amazing.
satisfied. One look. You have to continue. And you see, this is what's going to happen. Once you start accessing that power, you're going to be drunk with it because you're going to love every second of it. We're all capable of this. We're all capable of this. You see what I'm saying? We're all capable of magic. We're all capable of power. We're all capable of doing extraordinary things. And Jesus didn't say just to me, you go in that church, they're going to have you drunk with madness. Jesus said, the thing that I do, you shall do, and greater. He didn't tell you to stop with me. He said he didn't say it starts with
Mm-hmm.
decoding the scripture the way it's supposed to be decoded. He mentioned to you, if thou hast faith, have it unto yourself. What do you think that means? You have to access you. You have to access yourself, you see? But you see, a lot of people is falling for this game, man. But a lot of us is waking up too. And they ain't falling for this stuff no more. Look at Jacob. There's a story in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, and it's a man, his name is Jacob. His father is Isaac. His grandfather's name is Abraham, right? Well, let's talk about the books that's supposed to be there that they took out. They're talking about from Genesis to Revelations, man. They talking about this eye. Now, do you think this is a coincidence? The eye pops up in the book of Ecclesiastes. The eye pops up in Proverbs. The pineal gland pops up in Genesis. And then you go to the book of Galatians. They're telling you about keep your eye on the prize. What's the prize? Let's go back to what Jesus said. Be still and know that I is God, brother. You got to understand this, man. This is a code, brother. This
Mm-hmm.
is a code. The Bible ain't trying to tell you to go worship nobody, man. Listen, only people with an ego wants to be worshiped. You think that there's an ego in the fourth dimension? No, brother. The ego is primarily for the third dimension. That's where people want praise. And you know what? That's why a lot of people is on Facebook, because they need people to see them and accept them. Well, that's insecurity, man. I mean, I'm being real with you. That's insecure. Why do you need me to watch you? Come on, brother. I mean, you can't make it on your own. You can't just be cool with yourself. You need me to watch you. You know that's bull. You
Yep.
know that's, man. You don't need nobody to watch. You need to be accepted. Listen, let me tell you something. If you open up that pineal gland, if you decalcify that front lobe of the brain, everybody will watch you because you'll be famous. And why will you be famous? Because you messed around and turned on the light in the dark world. And now they gotta follow you because they don't know. They said, damn, before he showed up, I didn't know the way out of this mess.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch that bad, turn on the light. Look, Michael turned on his light. Who am I talking about? MJ, Michael Jackson. Brother, do you think that just because a man can sing and dance that he's gonna get that kind of attention? Come on now. There's a lot of people that can sing and dance, man. They can't get that kind of attention, man. The man was light, man. he turned on his light. Oh my God, I forgot. Oh shoot.
That's true. I mean, he knew what he was doing. He is a real artist. His music is forever. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have another Michael Jackson. Some people come close. You know, Chris Brown's pretty good. You know, but he's not gonna be as big as Michael Jackson. What's the other one? Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars can come close, but he doesn't have those bangers like Michael Jackson though. You know what I mean? 24 karat in the air. It doesn't hit as hard as any of the other tracks that Michael Jackson has. So it's like, man, y'all already know. Did we lose him? We're gonna see if he comes back. Otherwise, we're gonna be going to song promotions real soon, y'all. Real soon. Let's see what's up in the chat. Cause the chat is where it's at. I'm getting some fine tuning stuff right here. Okay. So I guess inevitably it's like about being able to get that focus in. Let's see. Not another James Brown. Need one though, right? You know who came pretty close to James Brown was Mystical. Y'all remember Mystical? He had that sound. It wasn't James Brown. But Mystical came pretty close, I think, to having that soulful funk sound. You know what I mean? Prince is the only rival. Yeah, Prince was good at what he did too. That's true. But yeah, when you love music, and I mean like really into music, and you love it, and you create something for yourself, it's gonna show. You know, the artist has to really focus on their craft to make something that you like. Do you know what I mean? Like some of the best artists will say, I'm making music that I want to hear. You know? You got to get goosebumps from your own songs. If you can make something that you're a fan of yourself, that's when you know you've made some fire. That's the whole point. Because if you're making songs and it's like, oh, do people like this? Is this good? Like, do you like, you know what I mean? Then you're not there yet. Because when it's good, you'll know it's good. It'll be undeniable. Anyway. All right. So let's just go right into the song promotions, y'all. It's 7:49. We usually go in around 8 anyway. So what you say? Let's go right into it. We actually only have one submission so far. So if you got a song you want to promote, Priest is watching all of this too. So don't think he's not watching. I'll put the link in the chat. Song promotion segment's about to start. Go ahead and do. You know who else is doing song promotions is Timbaland. He's doing a little bit different though. It's not called song promotions. He's doing it like you submit your track and he'll listen to it and check it out. But you would also be on the Zoom at the same time. He's very critical though, but you would expect that because it's Timbaland, you know. Oh, Eric's back. How you doing, Eric?
All right, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What's happening?
Yeah, my bad about that. I had to keep my eye on something. I And I completely slipped up there. Yeah. Mercury Retrograde, right?
That's right. For 3 weeks, we get to blame everything on that. I'm looking forward to it. So what's going on? Where we at?
You are powerful. You are capable of manifesting whatever you want. You have the ability to create the kind of life that you would like to live. But the fact of the matter is, you have to access your power. Your power is within you. It's not outside of you. You are the genie. You are the genie that can grant your wish. You have that ability to grant your wish. And you can also
Y'all a genie like Will Smith and Aladdin.
eyebrows. That's where it's at. It's between your two eyebrows. And if you want to access it, you have the divine right to turn on your light and shine bright. That's what you can do. And it starts with the clues. The clues are there in the scripture. It says, be still and know that I am God. Remember, the key word there is I. It's talking about the third eye. It's very slickly put together, as you can see. And the eye has to be activated. And I can tell you, there's a powder that's very powerful. It's ancient. It's called Trafalgar Churner. If you want to access that eye and remove all the toxins from the body along with it, so you can get a clearer perspective and a clearer access to the vital organs that's in your body, because you have to be in a pure state 24/7 to have the best life. You don't want to walk around with a toxic body. Get this powder. It's called Trafalgar Churner. You can access it online. It's easy to get. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted over the earth. Yeah, that's going to automatically happen. And you can apply that to Michael Jackson right there. He was completely exalted. He was completely exalted. And a lot of people hated that. You know what I'm saying? They hated that. He was able to be exalted that much.
Yeah, they didn't like when he played I mean, when I say they, I mean like the powers that be that try to govern the earth. Remember when he did Heal the World?
Yeah.
That was powerful, man. He had more power than the leaders of the nations.
And listen, man, I don't need to ask Michael Jackson, did he meditate? I know he did, because that's how that happens. When your light comes out of you, that will happen. You see what I'm saying? And see, we're expecting him to be, you see, this is another thing that you got to stop taking on this nonsense. He's supposed to be some kind of a perfect angel or something. No, man. You can take that light that you access from yourself, that power, and you could be doing stupid stuff. You can do stupid things with power, but you're going to hurt yourself by doing that. So most of the time when people are being taught how to access their own power, they're being taught about the repercussions and the karmic lessons that you're going to have to go through if you abuse that power. Anyone can abuse their power, brother. The little bit of power you have right now, we're abusing. You know, these are small powers, but you can still abuse it. You see what I'm saying? You can, you have, some of us are born with certain gifts. And this is because in previous lives we had tried to access our power, and we did get pretty far. So some of that stuff spills over into the next life when you're reborn. And I'm not talking about in Christianity born again. They distorted the understanding of what it means to be born again. All of that stuff is being distorted because it's being taken out of context. It's not being handed to you in the true understanding, overstanding, and understanding that it represented. You see.
Yeah. True legend. I still think he's alive, but that's a whole other topic.
You are going to die.
Oh, damn.
And you give into that death. And then the next day, or whenever you wake up, that's resurrection. Listen, when you die, man, you forget about this whole world. When you close your eyes and you die to the world. And you want to understand that? When you wake up, you start to say, oh, where am I? Oh, that's right. I'm here. I'm at home. Because the dream was so powerful that you just dreamt. You forgot all about this place. You see how easy it is to forget?
I believe that.
Yeah.
That's they kind of did something like that in the movie Avatar. Do you see Avatar? Oh wait, he's cut off again.
Same thing happens, and it happens a little more intense. See, I'm gonna give you another example. This is a very negative example that I'm about to give you about how automatically you will go into spiritual power. Well, the first example I gave you is when you close your eyes and you go to sleep, right? You go into another world. And the whole time you're in that other world, you forget about this one. You're not thinking about this place at all. Then when you wake up, you discard it and say, oh, it was just a dream, right? Well, what about people who meditate? They don't go through that experience the same way. They dream while they're awake because let me back up a bit. I'm going too fast. When you go to sleep, automatically you switch from your physical body to your light body, or what's called your breath, or what's called your soul. It's automatic. That's why you don't even realize it, because you will automatically switch from your physical body to your light body. Why they call it the light body? Because the soul weighs less than a feather. Yes, wise people became hip to this knowledge. The soul weighs less than a feather. And when you get inside the soul body, because you have two bodies. See, I'm breaking it down to you in a more simple way so you can understand it. You have two bodies. You are not your soul, and you are not your physical body. Because you can leave the soul behind, and you can leave the body behind. These are just two different tools that you have for various reasons. The soul being more advanced and more sophisticated technology than the physical body, but yet both are valuable and both are important. But you are above and beyond both of these things. Now, the purpose of having a physical body and a soul is to give you something that you didn't possess, and that's called individuality. You get to experience something that you never thought was possible. You get to experience isolation. That's why you walk around right now. It's so real, this isolation, that you don't even realize there are mad people that are with you. Even when you're in the most alone time possible. You might be in your apartment and nobody's home, just you. And you swear No one sees you, and you even think that you gotta call God. Man, if God ever left you, it just can't happen. It can't happen. He can't leave you. You're God, and God is you. How the hell is he gonna leave you? He's gonna leave himself? See, but you're so convinced that you and God are separate. Let me tell you why you're so convinced of that. Because you are experiencing something that God didn't even know was possible until he created it. It's called individuality. It's the illusion that you are not with anybody else, when in fact, we are one. We are one. And you can find several scriptures in the Bible that says the Lord is one. What did you think that meant? Do you know mathematics? Do you know what one is? Do you know what it means to have atonement, to be one? You see what I'm saying? Do you understand what individuality is? More important. So you have to understand that if I do a movie, right, and I don't convince you that this movie is real, it will not entertain you. You will not like it. But if I'm a good actor, a really good actor, then I can convince you to sit there for 2 hours and watch me act. And I can make you forget that this isn't real. You will believe this movie. You will cry in the sad parts of the movie, and you will laugh when it's funny. You will feel my pain when I'm going through agony in this movie. You will go through all these different things with me as a good actor, a leading role actor. But see, that's the same thing that's going on with you in this matrix, in this movie. You are experiencing individuality and you think it's real. You cannot be alone. You cannot leave source. It's like it's like taking a drop from the ocean. Now the water is still the same water that was in the ocean, but now you're experiencing individuality as a single drop of water. But is it really true? Can the drop leave the rest of the water? No, because as soon as it dries up, it turns into gas, vapor, and returns to all the water there is. You see? And that's what we're experiencing. We're experiencing individuality. We're experiencing the absence of being a part of the collective. We have left the rest and we are now single. But it's an illusion. Just as everything else is an illusion. Because when you get hungry, you say, I'm hungry. No, you're not hungry. The body is hungry. You say, I'm thirsty. You're not thirsty. Your body's thirsty. You don't have the ability to be thirsty. You don't need anything. You don't need food. You don't need water. You don't need sleep. But now, because you're such a good actor and you're such a good illusionist, you're such a powerful magician, that you actually are accepting these things as real. And that means it's a good act. It's a good act that you are experiencing. It's a good movie. You're not going to turn the channel. You don't even want to go get popcorn because this is.
It cut you off again.
Where you at? Somebody say, you know where you at? You don't know where you at. You don't even understand that you are in a dream right now. You're really part of that light. You're a part of that light. and you are expressing yourself as something called a human, as something called a blood, flesh, body, you are experiencing breath, which is soul. Read it, Genesis 2, verse 7. The Lord God breathed into his nostril the breath of life. You see? Breathed into whose nostril? We gave this physical body life. This physical body was already good technology. It's very powerful creation, but it's even more powerful when you are added to it. Because when you leave it completely, it turns to dust. You see? So the body's happy to have, huh?
Yep.
The body's happy to have you because the body is ascending as soon as you get in. Because guess what? You wasn't there before. Because it's a known fact among practitioners of ancient science that the soul doesn't enter the body when it's in the womb to a certain amount of time. It doesn't enter into the body until a certain amount of time has passed when the body has reached a certain, when the embryo, that's the unformed baby. It's only an embryo, the first stages of the physical anatomy being formed in the womb. When it reaches a certain state of existence, a certain state of its growth, the soul then enters into it. But it has to be ready for the soul to enter into it. When the soul enters into it, then the real journey begins. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And your mother, this is the thing that we really underestimate. Where did you come from? Oh, yeah, we know about sperm, and we know about the egg, and we know about the fallopian tube, and we know about the womb. But where did you really come from? Your mother is a stargate. Your mother is a stargate. You see, one thing about, there's a lot of discrimination in this world. A lot of discrimination in this world. You can think of all kinds of discrimination, prejudice against a certain nationality and so forth, right? But there's a bigger discrimination going against women. Women are more condemned on this planet than races condemning other races. Because a woman is part of one of these races, if not all of these races. But the biggest discrimination, the biggest kick in the head is against women. Why? Because this predator, this parasite, doesn't want you to realize how valuable women are. And then we have this nonsense in church where the man is above the woman. That's another code that's being misinterpreted. As all the code is being misinterpreted, so why should we be surprised at any part that's being misinterpreted? Woman, first of all, let's analyze this. It says in the book of Proverbs, supposedly by Solomon, right? It says to be careful of a certain type of woman because she has the power to destroy you. I'm ad-libbing here. But it says she has the power to destroy you. It says, my son, give not thy strength. Now I'm saying exactly how.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you, man, you listen to some of these preachers, you're gonna be misled. Why is this man warning you about a woman? Because she's powerful, more powerful than you. And In certain circles, it's a well-known fact that man is a new species.
Say what now? New species. What you talking about?
Say male and female. If it's only one sex, that is irrelevant. See, I'm giving you a whole different thought pattern. So be careful. Listen, if there is no left, then there could be no right.
Okay.
If there's no up, it can't be a down. You see, one yields the other.
Right, that's why Eve came from the rib of Adam, right?
Still there, AD?
Yes, you got cut off for a second there.
Yeah. Now you were saying something, and I believe it got cut.
Yeah, that Eve came from the rib of Adam, right?
Okay, that right there is another code. Got to understand what is being said there. You see what I'm saying? And it also can be, that one completely can be misinterpreted because it sounds exactly like what it's saying, right?
Yeah.
But if I ask you a question, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What you gonna say?
I'm gonna say the egg.
Yeah, but that wouldn't make sense because the egg had to come from somewhere. I'm thinking logically, maybe you have an answer that can.
Well, what came first, the baby calf?
Now, see, you got to understand something. If we look at life, we can get the answer. What came first, the baby or the mother?
Yeah. There you go. That's the question.
See? Yeah, the answer is right in front of us. That's the answer. Because automatically you know you have a mother, right? So now let's look at that again. What came first, Adam or Eve?
Adam,
It
right?
had to be Eve. No, because Adam had to be born of something. You see?
But so you're saying Eve came before Adam?
I'm saying that the being with a womb is first. And a man doesn't have a womb. You see? A womb is a portal.
She's the womb man.
Let me ask you this. Can you get to the other room without the entrance into the room?
No.
You see? Listen, you got your own common sense, your own logic is working for you right now. You see what I'm saying? I'm not telling you the answer. I'm showing you the answer. You see what I'm saying? You're coming to your own conclusion. And that brings me to another thing. Can you teach the truth?
I mean, you can discuss it.
You can't teach the truth, my brother.
It's always a challenge with Bible stories because you're dealing with a lot of metaphors and stuff.
It's a challenge with everything, but you can't. Can you teach sex?
They tried to when I was in grade school.
You can only have sex.
That's the best.
How you gonna teach it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like me telling you, hey, you want me to tell you what this tastes like? Okay, how much you gonna get from that?
Unless it tastes like chicken, not much. See why it freeze up right when I said that? This retrograde messing with us.
Yeah. So I have a drink in my hand. I say, oh man, this tastes good. And then you ask me, what does it taste like? What's the only thing I can do?
You'd have
I
to
can only give
this,
you the drink.
to truly experience it. Yeah, you have to experience it.
I go back to the movie with Doctor Strange.
Mm.
How did he learn? The more they talked, the more he argued. The more he thought they were crazy, right?
Yeah.
Can't teach that stuff. So she showed him.
Yeah.
All she had to do was show him one time, and he was on deck. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't teach truth, brother. You cannot learn the truth reading the Bible.
You have to experience it, is what you're saying.
Teaching truth tonight? Hell no. I'm getting you interested in the truth.
Yeah, that's why.
all I'm doing.
That's why Morpheus was like, he can only show the way.
He said, I can only show you the door.
Yeah.
You have to go through it. That's what he told him.
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense.
Brother, look, there's no way you can teach truth.
Hmm?
Truth must be experienced. That's why Jesus once again said, you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. I keep hearing people say, set you free. That's not the same as make. Make is force. If the wind hits you, you're going to be forced backwards. That's not the same as me saying the wind shall set you backwards. What do you mean, set me backwards? No, it will force you backwards. You see? And see, now I have to update y'all on this. The word know in the Bible is not what you think it means. So you got the same words outside the Bible, but the words in the Bible are in code. And the words outside the Bible is the same word, the same.
Man, we gotta get your new Wi-Fi connection.
And the truth shall make you free. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What does it mean to know? Well, let's go to another verse. It says, Adam knew his wife. Now, what does that mean? He got her phone number? You see what I mean? So when it says Adam knew his wife, they had sex. That's the only way to know.
They had relations.
They had a sexual relation.
That's what that.
You cannot know a woman just by talking to her. But if your information goes into her, now you're intertwined. Now you are one. That is the basis of marriage. You see what I'm saying? So now let me show you again. It says, you shall know the truth. Well, the same thing. That's intercourse. You have to have an actual metaphysical experience to know the truth. All my life, I was told that I had a soul and that I can astral project, that I could leave my body and I could go places, right? It sounded so good, I wanted to believe it. Yes. Okay. It sounded so good, I wanted to believe it. But I can't tell you that when it did actually happen to me, it was way better than they said. You see?
Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah. I knew at that moment that I was just being a believer, not an achiever. And I knew at that moment that I believed in astral projection, but when I actually astral projected, I knew that it wasn't a belief, that it was an actual thing. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the same thing. So I don't want to throw nobody off, but you can't teach truth, brother. You can't teach truth.
You have to experience it.
And you can't be a teacher if you're not a practitioner.
Yeah.
Because when you are a practitioner of what you are teaching, you have a better way of getting it across to the students. Because you have a greater understanding, overstanding, and understanding of what you are trying to relate them to. That's why the old saying goes, to know is to teach. Without knowledge, you cannot teach. And knowledge doesn't come from listening. It comes from acting. You need to apply action.
That's true.
And you have to also understand that you can't teach nobody to get drunk or what it feels like to be drunk without giving them some alcohol.
Yep. I'm done with that.
Gonna happen. Brother, look, there's nothing outside of experience. Without experience, which we're all here to do. What is the meaning of life? Someone once asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the meaning of life? The meaning of life is awareness. That's what that is. It's awareness. Because if you're not aware, then you don't have any experience. That's the meaning of life. To know something that you didn't know before. And then you increase when you have that experience. And the next level, more increase, more experience. The next one, the next one, the next one, because life experiences are infinite. They never run out. So we're talking about going through the understanding that you are not your body and you are not your soul body, but you are a being that is indescribable. Ask somebody this question: what are you? Nobody has the answer. Now, if you say I'm a human being, that's a lie. If you say I'm an animal, that's a lie. The best thing you can say is I don't know, because brother, you are a mystery. You will continue to be a mystery. And after you overcome a lot of information, after you receive a lot of information, you're going to find out you are
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
will continue to you will continue to thrive and seek and try to understand yourself, but you are deeper than the ocean. You are deeper than the universe. You are a mystery. And the sooner you accept the fact that you don't know what the hell you are, the better you will be. Stop trying to think you know, because that causes ignorance. Why are you putting a cap on your level of understanding, understanding, and overstanding? Why are you trying to cap Leave that open. Let the mystery remain, because the sooner you do that, the more you will know. You're walking around talking about, I know who I am. Why? Because you got an ID card in your pocket, fool? ID card contains limited information in the description, definition, and understanding of what you are. It has no explanation whatsoever, but a temporary badge of nonsense. That's all it can be. You tell a dog that it's a dog. The dog don't know it's a dog. Matter.
You frozen.
Do with you. As a matter of fact, he's ready to take you out, because as far as he's concerned, you're the meal. It's time to fuel up. It's time to integrate into some of his enormous appetite and lust for flesh. So anyhow, you're going into the understanding that you don't know who you are, to bring out the basic understanding that you are not your body. You are not your soul body. These are two things that are given to you upon coming to earth. That's a basic way of putting it. You're coming to earth, so you need these tools to live in this environment and to emulate with the rest of the beings in this world. You need a soul and you need a body. Case in point, if you don't have a body, if you don't have, case in point, if you don't have a body, no one's going to deal with you. It's an identity card to have a body. You need something, a way to be here. So you have this physical body that was grown inside the womb of a mother, also known as a stargate, that you enter to what? Use this body, get it to crawl, then walk, then talk, and then you can communicate. And that's how it starts right there. You see? But now if you take your mind off of the body, then there's an automatic switch. You will switch to the soul. And when you get tired of the soul, you go back to the physical body. You see, this is how it works. This is back and forth thing. Now, normally it happens when you're in a bad sleep. When you're sleeping, you're in your body and you fall asleep, you switch to your soul. Your soul takes over from there. And I'm going to tell you another time that happens, AD. The other time that happens, if you drink a lot of alcohol, you're drinking a lot of beer, a lot of wine, a lot of liquor, do you know that you will leave your body?
Yeah, it's happened to me.
Yeah, it's happened to a lot of people. But a lot of people don't interpret it that way. They interpret it as, I was drunk.
I've been straight possessed, yo. I've been possessed where it wasn't even me.
The first possessor is you. You are possessing that body right now.
Yeah.
I hope you don't want any company.
No, but I've been possessed to a point where it wasn't me.
Okay.
That was Jägermeister. Jägermeister will put you in a whole other level. I'll still drink alcohol every now and then, but I'll never touch Jägermeister. That one specifically? Nope, something in there.
And once again, I'm stating that I am empathic. And that means that I lose myself at least 10, 15 times a day.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because, there's something that looks like possession, but it's not actual possession. Like if I used to come around people and I would become them because I'm too close, standing too close to them, and I become them. And they don't even realize it. And my speech changes, my mannerisms change, my energy changes, and I'm actually impersonating them for the duration of us talking. And then it kind of clings to me as I walk away. And it took me years to realize that I was doing that. I remember I was standing about 10 feet away from some children and they were playing. And all of a sudden, I forgot that I'm a grown man, that I'm a child. I became a child and I felt this joy. Children don't realize.
I see what you're saying.
I reiterate that I emphasize that I felt this joy because there were some children standing about 5 or 6 feet away from me. And I forgot that it's not even like forgetting. It's like the way you forget in a dream. When you wake up in a dream, you have a past and a present and a future, a possible future in that dream. You know that when you come in a dream, you know exactly where you are. You don't say, how did I get here? You're taking on the persona and life role of somebody in that dream.
Yeah,
Because if you didn't, you would be like, who am I? Where's my family?
yeah.
Where is this place? See, but no, you become a persona in that dream. You become a character in that movie.
It's a different version of you. Some people
There
say
it is.
some people
Quantum.
say that it's a multiverse, and when you're dreaming, you're seeing the other version of you from another
Yes.
version of you that made different decisions. I had that the
Yes.
other day because I had a dream that I had brought cakes to a family reunion, and knowing the real me, that's something I would never do. I would never bring cake. I bring like a fruit tart, something healthy. You know what I mean? But I would never bring
Right.
cake to a family reunion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think it's healthy. So when I
Not going to consume it.
yeah, when I
Right.
saw that, I looked around. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't me. I wouldn't do this. I know better than
Right.
this. To have to be
Yes.
bringing these cakes, so this is not me. And that's when I realized something's going on in this dream because I know the real me that's awake, and he would not bring cakes at all.
Yeah.
So I had a conflict in the dream because I knew like something's up here because
That's excellent.
this is off.
That's excellent. Because the average person who doesn't meditate, who never experienced astral projection, can never have that rude awakening that you experience. Because it takes a certain level of awareness within your own personal matrix to come to such a climax in your dream, to realize something is out of proportion. This is how it's described in Carlos Castaneda books, The Art of Dreaming, The Ego's Gift. And he has 13 books that's describing this whole adversity of what's going on with the dream world. And so you understand that what is actually happening here is that what AD just said, you're going through different versions of yourself. A version of yourself that can tolerate cake.
Yeah, I would never. There.
Their personal there's a big scary chapter in that book how somebody almost lost their personal identity. You know how valuable your personal identity is when you almost lose it. You see? You have a personal identity here. The version of yourself that you believe that you know, the version of yourself that you believe you understand can slip away from you. That's a scary thing.
Bro.
It's almost like that movie. It's something I think it's called Cracked Mirror Image or something, where the guy gets into a bang up and loses his memory. He's lost his personal identity.
Oh wow.
Because now he doesn't
amnesia?
know who he is. Amnesia is exactly it. But you see, this can be misconstrued sometimes. Sometimes people experience what is known as a walk-in. Have you heard of a walk-in?
Mm-mm.
Well, here's how a walk-in works. You have a personal contract. Before you take that body you're in right now, you have a personal contract with a being that you know before you came to Earth. And the being, see, because everybody knows that's how long they're going to occupy that vessel. Some people occupy it for a year. Some people occupy it for 10 years, some 20, some 30. Some people occupy, like George Burns, the actor.
Yeah.
He occupied the vessel for 101 years.
Wow.
You see? So
You there?
it's going to be over with.
Mm.
It's not.
Well,
If
hey.
you come here to live for 30 years, you might have a contract. You'll leave the body, and sometimes it don't have to be death. You could just go to sleep and wake up, and you have left that body for good in your sleep. And another being that you had a contract with to take over the body when you leave, because not everybody comes here to live out the full life of the body. Some people.
Retrograde.
So he only came here to live about 15 to 20 to 25 years in that body, and then he gave it to somebody else. They already had a contractual agreement before they came to Earth that I would use the body for this amount of time, and then you come in and take over. And you know what's crazy? All his friends, all his relatives, they said, "Why are you so different? You never used to act this way."
About to wrap it up here.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
He forgets. And if he's not careful, he will wonder why he doesn't fit in. What's wrong? He'll start going crazy, asking questions like, "Why doesn't anybody like me?" Or, because you're not the person that was in that body. And that's how crazy that gets.
That does
and
sound
these
crazy.
are called walk-ins. Yeah. They're
That's
called
crazy.
walk-ins. Yeah. And you might have, it might have happened to one of us personally. We might have known somebody and then say, "Damn, they changed. I don't know what it is." It's like one day they just wasn't the same anymore. I'm not even friends with him no more because we used to get along. We don't even get along. I don't know what happened. And sometimes it's not even that clear. I described it as being clear. Sometimes it's not even that clear. He just turned against the guy because he don't like the guy turned against him. And that's not what happened. It's a different guy.
Yeah.
This happens a lot. And nobody knows. Nobody knows it's happening.
Yeah. Well, hey, Eric, we gotta wrap it up here soon because we're gonna go right to the song promotions and then close it out. Do you have any closing statements?
Yeah, I can say this. I want to say, first of all, thank you for Killah Priest for having me on this evening. It was a pleasure sharing with the Killah Priest Podcraft. And I just want everybody to know to stay focused and stay in the meditation. Hey, Div, I won't be able to do the rest of the show, though. I have to log off right now because I'm preoccupied. It was an unexpected invite, and I'm in the middle of right now.
No problem.
But I appreciate the time that I spent here.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for your knowledge. Three, two. You out? You there? And he's gone. All right. Thank you again, Eric. That was cool. Shout out to everybody who stuck around this far, man. 79 people. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? We got some people that just came in. Let's go. We're going right into song promotions. Y'all already know. Let's do it.
Song promotions. You send in your music, we play it live on the show for Killah Priest and the world to hear.
All right. Let's go. Our first submission is by an artist named Supreme Leviathan from Baltimore. And the song is called The Resistance, New Kush, featuring MoonChild. Okay. Let's go. Wait a minute. All right. Let's try that one more again.
The book of poetic dissertations. This mission will be purposeful and needed for the implementation of master intelligence. You must go into Egypt and find a man-made signature who has been hiding there for many years.
Flows telekinetic, I said it with aesthetic methods, heretic, medic, the verbal Vedic with calisthenic poetics, giving pathetic rappers headache spoken when I said it. So potent, only a speculative sedative left me froze, opposed by none, the chosen one, shinobi shogun, holding gold below his tongue, pillage the village, leaving your studio glowing in flames, choking whack rappers to death with their ghostwriters' best rhyme page, supreme Leviathan, antithesis to all this whack shit, the coach is still alive as long as I can rhyme, writing got breath left to spit, cause if hip-hop is dead, that means God doesn't exist. Creatively kinetic, beneath the pavement, my pages are ancient and comedic. I mean, even Slankson said it. Put your ears to the surface and actually listen to the resistance, where lyricists still spit that real shit.
You gon' have to do better than that. 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 You can't rap, nigga. You can't rap. You can't rap, nigga. You can't rap. Turn my headphones up now. Turn my headphones up real loud. Turn my headphones up now. Turn my headphones up real loud.
Verbally visual individual with subliminal credentials on instrumentals, a criminal, you dispensable, literal, minimal, little hypocritical, my dispensable, essential, metaphoric, mineral, tetrapivotal, minuscule, less miserable like tentacles, the vivid cynic, inventive, vehement, menace, niggas is timid, when up in it in minutes, spit it, committed and livid, lackluster lyricists be leaving me livid, verses tinted, I've admitted, submitted, locked in it, division, hinted by nasty lyrics, I knit it, flowing fluid, yet effusive, using confusion, it's movement, influence, congruent, the cubist, conducive, new and spewing nooses with my two but you stupid as stupid doofus didn't get it, let me reloop it and spew it like one of my favorites who used it when words moved it. Almighty push, they wonder why I do this because I find it therapeutic for all my enthusiasts to love my music. New Kush.
You gon' have to do better than that. 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 You can't rap, nigga. You can't rap. You can't rap, nigga. You can't rap. Turn my headphones up now. Turn my headphones up real loud. Turn my headphones up now. Turn my headphones up real loud.
I practice my my tactics and antics in ancient Atlantis. Carved my bars and stanzas, quoted woven rhymes, left time frozen and coded in poems that illustrate and illuminate stargates. Minimal, stack tracks with specks of text, trace chaotic constellations, reach my hand through the vortex and snatch the general. Got Tilk on speed dial, wireless freestyles. Meanwhile, see my name in the scriptural pages from Job to Revelations, biblical rearrangement, reciprocal, typical changes. Brief flames at the pagans told me I was hating, cause I charged 777 extra bars for no hook. Took my pen and snatched 50 men like Grendel and Beowulf. Improper author with tainted doctrines, ancient dangerous sea monster with rhyme schemes weaved on the souls of size 16s to stomp you. Supreme Leviathan has been conjured.
This gift is for you. Unified jet is not just a physical object. It is a conduit for the energy of the universe. And it can help align the wearer's own energy with the cosmic forces around them. But warning.
That was dope. Yeah, man. That was straight fire. So that was Supreme Leviathan from Baltimore. Yo, you killed it, man. Produced by Supreme Mathematics from the new album Ancient Future. Out now everywhere. DBL Records. I'm gonna put all the links in the description after the show. But that was dope. The beat was fire, the mix was good, the flow was good cadence, definitely a good lyricist. I could hear what you're saying. You were very clear. It was a clean production. You didn't overdo anything. I like the visuals. The horns were in a good place with the beat. Beat was well produced. And like I said, it's important to hear what you're saying. It's important to hear your words, and I could hear every single word that you spit nice and cleanly. Like that's imperative. You know what I mean? And you had all of that. That was good. That's a great track. That's in the whip. Shout out to Supreme Leviathan from Baltimore. That was called The Resistance, New Kush, featuring MoonChild. MoonChild must have been the girl singing in the chorus. She did good. That was clean production. Man, I can't think of anything anything I would change, really. It was cool. The visual was good. I wish Solomon was here, because he's a fan of anime. So he would definitely appreciate all of the anime in the video. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I haven't seen anime like this before. I don't really watch much anime at all, but it's impressive. It's cool. But man, great job. That was fire. The link once again will be in fact, why don't I just put the link in the chat for that. So y'all can click on that right now. Killed it. Great job. Great track. Great song. That's my input on that. Let's keep it going. We've got another submission here from a DJ B. Song is called Mob Street Remix, produced by MOB, featuring Rasul. All right. Let's see. I don't see the song here. I assume it's okay. I assume this is it. All right, so let me set this up. 1 second, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up on screen. All right. And here we go.
From the cradle to the grave, your flesh is just a cage. From the grave, you're not saved. From the grave, you're not saved. From the cradle to the grave, your flesh is just a cage. From the grave, you're not saved. From the grave, you're not saved. You're not saved. Yo, I'm trapped in the memories of my project maze. I stand amazed, babe, by the sun rays. I pray for better days. On a Friday, I pull out the ratchet. If you talk sideways, I'm never phased by the bullet graze. MCs, they get praise. I meet my enemies on Judgment Day. Wish today's mathematics. I roam the streets of Los Angeles with torn fabrics, draped in Islamic garments. Hatred started when Adam and Eve met the aliens in the garden. That's when it all started, ever since human beings remain retarded. Ever since human beings remain retarded. From the cradle to the grave, your flesh is just a cage. From the grave, you're not saved. From the grave, you're not saved.
You isn't saved, especially your bitch made. You're far from home, you're not in your place. So how you gonna tell me how you wanna touch base? Get the fuck out of my face. You must have thought this was baseball. I'm gonna make it clear cut as I started by taking off your earmuffs. And even though it's scary, ask your sister Mary why they call her bloody. And they call me Dirty Jerry, cause I'll get rid of you like chlamydia. Well, I'm more like syphilis. Low key fucking up your shit, fucking up your program like Logan. Only you didn't know me, homie. Inconspicuous. I didn't do it. Prove it, doofus. Looking like an idiot. This ain't really it. I'm not even into this. I'm a ghost. Y'all have balls to go and be so ridiculous. Check out this. Sharp sword slice and it's nice. Painless and what you hope it's like. Mine's serrated, they hate it. Alternative options and shotguns. Either way, you slay quick and something will be sawed off. So while you envision small incisions, you tripping. Got to spitting to the rhythm like the algorithm was asking for cataclysm. I advise you to exit the cipher and get it where you fit in. Yo, that's what I did. I'm like Mike Tyson's fist. A perfect fit for Joe Biden's vagina slit. And every other stupid motherfucker who I like to diss. God forbid, an idiot so oblivious he really did. Try and bite my shit. Should've done your due diligence. Lacking in the intelligence, which is fine except you actually try to take my shit. Send you to hell real quick. Gotta keep them separated. Y'all filled with a hatred. They fall for benevolence. I leave them hella bent, but it's evident they were never meant to make it. No questions, just lessons, confessions, and statements. So take this blessing and stop stressing. The mark of Buddha, King David. The mark of Buddha, King David. The mark of Buddha, King David. And David J. Blazer.
All right. Shout out to Mark of Buddha for those beats. It was like 2 beats there, right? He like went from one beat into another beat. It felt like that beat was kind of meant to be obscure and abstract. It kind of had like a Joker, like a Joker's wild type of deranged type of style. Which makes sense. You know what I mean? I get it for its own sound. But you would have to complement that with some deranged kind of off the wall lyrics. Do you know what I mean? Because the beat's kind of like almost like a circus. Like it's meant to be a little deranged is the only word I could think of. You know what I mean? An abstract deranged. So you would have to really kind of like Pharoah Monch would kind of do his thing on that. You know what I mean? Or even Bizarre from Eminem's camp, you know, because Bizarre was always saying off the wall, weird, crazy things. You know what I mean? So it would be appropriate for that, you know. Rasul did pretty good. He did his thing. Rasul kind of has a consistency with his spitting. You know, it's almost cannabis like. He's got a rugged flow. I like to hear Rasul on rugged beats. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a rugged spitter. So boom bap beats with like a rugged style. You know, I feel like he shines on because he's got a tough sound. You know what I mean? So he would be good on a tough beat. But Rasul always kills it. I like his style. I would just kind of prefer him on a rugged style beat. It does kind of work for David Blazer for this one. I think if he just polishes up the lyrics, you had your moments, like you said, due diligence and intelligence. That was cool. But there wasn't enough of that. We needed more rhymes. There was some parts where it kind of felt like you were freestyling, and maybe you were. Some parts where it sounded like you weren't sure what to say next. You know what I mean? So, it sounded like a freestyle, which, you know, you submit a lot, so that's fine. Like maybe this is like a rough draft. I assume this is a rough draft. But yeah, I would go back and try to find those moments where you had the bars that said some cool things. You know what I mean? Because you want to get the best of the best in there and take out whatever is kind of nonsense. You know what I mean? So. But I assume that was a first take. Go back, do a second take, third take, 25th take, whatever takes it takes, whatever how many takes it takes to get it right. You know what I'm saying? But it's got to be ill. You've got to lay verses down to where you go back and you're just like, I killed it. Like that was straight fire, as best as I can do. You want to do your very best. You know what I mean? But like I said, you had your moments, so that was cool. But we appreciate your sharing your drafts. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about. It's all about getting that feedback. Because I know the feedback helps out a lot. We get a lot of submissions of artists that send in rough copies, and they just want to like get some kind of feedback back, so that when they go back for their final copy, they can make adjustments. That totally is cool. So that's all I gotta say about that. All right, so that looks like it does it for the song promotions. Let me check this other one. Wait, we got two? Oh, God, in 60 seconds. Okay. Hold on a second. Switch to this screen here. I only see one track. Let's see. No, I only see one track. I don't see a second track. So, I guess we'll just wait. I'll move on to the next artist. But yeah, I only see one track here, brother. Yeah. Alright, so send me the other one. And we'll play that second one that you paid for here. Next up, we've got a feature presentation. Let's see. Oh, here it comes. Alright, it just came in. So before we do the feature presentation, we're going to do this submission right here. By Jay Blazer. Alright. Here we go.
LA Harbor section, gone in 60 seconds. Port of Los Angeles, shops by the docks. Scandalous, but the ones who handle this, you just plan the gaffling and get a couple of grand for it. But even if you're the man for this, man, this is not what it is. Misrepresentation is Satan. Who's taking the kids? Blades are blazing, you making no sense. I'm making dollars with fathers sent far from the home. They don't all want is to raise the kids they wanting to clone and not give a dog a bone. Man's best friend is the fathers who get bothered when the lions is eyeing to come for the slaughter. Who influence and do this shit to our daughters. Still life for my sons. Saturn released the patterns to put in the curve in the earth. Mother Nature, the very first bang of the surge. Ice cold tsunami, getting chilly at Tommy's as it disperses first and reverse the curse like Molly to a higher state of love, but nobody can stop me. And even if they knew who I was, they jogging me like I won the lottery, which is odd to me because we ought to be measuring wealth by how humble we be, praising God for literally everything. Amen. And hey man, let it be. Fuck your feelings and everything you feel with. You think you're hard enough? You're not even smart enough. You're lacking the realness. Not even part of us. You need to talk with Barnabas. Can you feel this? Or start feeling those bars? Act like they know who we are. Tinted windows in our meaningless cars. Our felts laced with the scars. Sclerosis of the liver. Kidneys shrivel. Appendix looking like a pickle. On that GMO filled with the tar. Process is slow. Tumors grow well before you know. But yo, I learned with the sermon. I could spot a foe like I spot a hoe. Free to fee, fi, fo. Thumb as I bum. Rush like a drum. Get on a roll. Here I come, you already know. I rock with the bells from whom the bells toll. I deal countless souls of hell's trolls with fire and blunt smoke. Cause they choke on the scripture. They get the picture. It's not the teachers, cheerleaders, let alone the pitchy amount of cones up in the bleachers. Time bleeders, meters depleted by several centimeters. Motivational speakers, you know me, homie. Last second buzzer beaters. So fuck your features. Weak seeking rhyme heaters. Preach through your speakers. I'm the commissioner of coaches and those who dispose of these roaches. Smoke them like reefer. The way to assassinate the stakes is to elevate to a higher state. And the mental instrumentals is influential to one day say we all share the same temple. Share the same temple. Share the same temple. Share the same temple.
All right. So that one was much better. That one sounded like it had more work put into it. Lyrics were cooler. The lyric delivery had more conviction. Had more confidence. It needs to be mixed and mastered, obviously, because the howling sound was kind of stepping on your vocals. But that's part of the unmasking process. I like the reverb that you added to it. Kind of sounded big and kind of fit the track. There was a pause there towards the end where it felt like it fell off. That was kind of weird. I don't know about that pause. But by comparison, it sounded better to your other tracks. So yeah, that's good that you're getting better as far as that. And I like this beat. You know what I mean? It just needs to be mixed. I don't know if this is the first draft still. If you go back and respit it, I do like that reverb effect, like I said. But when you have it mixed and mastered, I think it'll pop more. Absolutely pop more. Because I'd probably bring out the bass. So for y'all at home, if you want to get your tracks mixed and mastered, go to studioad.pro. Get your tracks mixed and mastered. These are the most competitive prices you're going to see online. It's only $100 a song for a mix and master. If you just want the master, it's $50. And the first song is free. That includes vocal mastering, auto-tune, compression, unmasking, equalization, 2 parts. There's 2 parts of compression. There's an exciter in there. There's also a stereo spread in case the beat needs to sound bigger. There's all these plugins that I'm using for the mixing and mastering and stuff. So check out that if you need it. All right, let's go. What do we got next? I think that's it for the song promotions. We're going to move on to the feature presentation for today. Let's go. Yeah. Shout out to everybody for sticking around this long. This is not bad. 77 people in here. All right, here we go. Today's feature presentation is by Crip Jesus. Set it up. We're gonna go full screen. Here we go. This is called Isis. And I'm gonna take myself off screen. Here we go.
We don't have a boost of bomb by ass class thing for talk about. After your boys get it, they kill me off last night.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Yo. Hey yo. Da Vinci. They say my turban on remind them of ISIS. Assault rifles, 7.62s in my devices. Pray Allah forgive all my vices. This money got me caught in the vice grip. I'm so high I might slip. On a crowd full of haters and imitators. They try to dim my light, but we shine brighter than Vegas. Chemical composition, beyond comprehension. I come from the stars by Mars where gods live in. The garden with cherubim swing swords forbidden. The scriptures that I spit was translated from Egyptian. It was written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, descendant of the 7 seas from Indonesia to Belize, where Escobar was selling keys, flat tops and heavy D. I was on the block, running plays without the referee. New whip don't come with keys, but still full of keys. You know what I'm saying? It's that dirty money talk. Look, ayo, the clip barely fit up in the stick, but it's still hid. Real priesthood, you know we came to drill shit. The cup runneth over, never sober on some trill shit. Real priesthood, you know we on that ill shit. You already know what it is, the blue guys, the true guys. West Coast Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, nigga. Y'all better show respect too, nigga. I'ma slap the shit out of one of you niggas. We ain't playing no more with this shit, yo. We touched down off the plane, we slide through New Jerusalem, Mecca, and Medina, and the desert, and all that. Shout to Morocco, shout to Sudan, shout to New Jerusalem, shout to Allah Born, you already know this, shout to Allah Born. Free Supreme, you already know what it is, the blue guys, the true guys, nigga.
Yeah. Shout out to Crib Jesus tearing it up. That was straight fire. Fire's in the chat. Yo, that was cool. That was cool. I like the editing of the video too. I don't know who's doing your video effects, but that's cool. I like those video effects. All right. That's what's up for today. We're gonna probably get Priest back in the studio on Sunday. There's a very high likelihood Priest will be back on Sunday. So stick around for that on the 20th, July 20th. Mercury's retrograde today, but stay strong. Don't let it mess you up. You may have some scheduling and technical difficulties, but don't let it get to you. Just know it's just in the universe. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. That was a good show. Have a good night, and y'all take care. We out. Peace.